Welcome to Sports and Stogies. Now, introducing your hosts, Cameron Winkowitz and Austin Hayes.
Mario versus Mario. What is it?
Because you came in heated with that off the bat.
Because I just heard it in the pod I was listening to.
Who was saying Mario?
Sam Morril.
Now, see, that's kind of his dialect. Honestly, he does it intentionally, too, because it's funny.
Yeah, but it's like, why?
It's definitely Mario.
It is Mario.
That's what he says. Mario says that himself. And I heard Chris Pratt say it.
Well, I heard the real Mario say it on my Game Boy 3DS back in the day.
Exactly.
And what better source to go to?
Whoa. First of all, it wasn't a Game Boy 3DS.
I was going to say something about that.
No, I got two things mixed up there.
Nintendo 3DS and just the Game Boy.
I had the Game Boy Advance.
There you go.
Back in the day.
Okay.
Yeah, the square.
Oh, yeah.
The flip, yeah.
The original. Road trip.
The original was just
the original Advance.
block.
I didn't have the original Game Boy.
Neither did I. I just had the Advance.
But I did know that Mario says his own name is Mario.
It's a me, Mario. Yeah.
You never hear, it's a me, a Mario. Way less cool.
Agreed.
Maybe it's, is it Wario?
Right.
Because that would be, if he's the anti-version.
Well, it's also not Wario.
Yeah.
It's Wario.
Because he's going to war. But if you turn out to make the
exactly.
complete opposite of Mario, maybe you go Wario.
I think he says Wario, though.
Does he say Wario?
I think
I've never played the Wario games.
Well, no, I only know because of Super Sluggers. He was in that.
God, I haven't played that game in so long. But yeah, I never played the, what is it, Wario's Gold Rush or whatever.
Couldn't tell you.
Isn't that a thing? Wario Land maybe is one of them.
I don't know what they're called. Let me look it up.
I think they have two different versions. I think they've got one because I could have sworn there's one like Gold Rush or something like that.
Wario's Gold Rush.
It's called WarioWare.
WarioWare?
Yeah, like software.
Like WARE.
Yeah.
Huh. That's weird.
What year did that come out?
Is there a game called Wario Land?
Or Wario War?
No Wario Land.
Huh.
Started out with
Wario War 3, WarioWare 3. Is that a thing?
No,
or did they only make one?
No, they've made a few, but it's usually just a reboot.
Not a huge demand for Wario games out there.
It's WarioWare and then whatever that title is. So there's WarioWare, Get It Together, WarioWare, Smooth Moves, and then just WarioWare.
I've got to be thinking of something completely different.
I'll be honest, those games sound terrible.
Are you thinking about Kirby Land?
No.
Candyland.
No.
Zombieland.
Banger growing up, though.
Of
Candyland. Big fan.
Heated, dude.
Heated. Some of the most heated gameplay I've ever had in my life.
You think you've got the game locked up. And your dad pulls that card of the candy cane castle at the top.
straight to freaking the end.
Boom, loser.
And you know it wasn't in the deck. You saw him pull it out of his back pocket.
But I can't call him on that because I don't know sleight of hand yet.
Exactly.
I'm 4 years old. I just want to win a board game.
But your dad's trying to teach you the cold, hard rules of life.
Hey, it's a real world, kid. Get used to it. Never once let us win. There are many tears shed over Monopoly.
Isn't that a weird move?
No, it's a power move. I love it. I'm a better man for it.
I'll probably never let my kids win either.
Not a chance, dude.
That's what I was thinking, too, with my dad. He really never let us win, when we played basketball and stuff growing up. But there was just a point where he couldn't win
Correct.
anymore.
Yeah, that's a sad day in every dad's life.
I know one time we were at my aunt's for a pool party, and he, went to jump off the side and RKO me, and I just caught him.
You were only 12.
I think I was 15.
Yeah, it checks out.
I just caught him and just slammed him in the water. And I was like, well, we're probably never wrestling again after that.
It's the new era, Dad. The champ is here now, and
Yeah.
I'm not going anywhere. Shane, question, comment about that?
No.
Well, on that note, go ahead and pull up that chair.
Pour up that drink.
And light that cigar.
It's time for episode 65 of Sports and Stogies. Cam.
Welcome back, everybody. We got a different kind of episode today, I feel like. A lot more heated topics for debate.
You came in a hot mood today.
I did.
Thanks to some social media arguments.
We're a little early, also. Got a lot more energy.
That is true.
Honeymoon Shane's back, which I think should be the That's a solid nickname.
New nickname, Honeymoon Shane.
You guys have to remember though, like usually when I come here, it's after I've been in class for 4 hours.
No, I do recall that. We take note.
Yeah, the energy's usually not there on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Wednesdays I'm usually here a
Wednesday
little bit
is
more.
usually just not here. So
Ooh,
Not true.
Shots fired.
Not true. It was my idea to do this earlier.
He did lead that charge.
I did.
you said, "Hey, can we do this?"
That's an idea.
That was my idea.
You ran it by the
Was it
crew.
not?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
But then who made the decision?
I just
The
asked if
three
you
of
guys
us
were cool
as
with
a
it.
collective group.
Who made the decision, guys?
It was a show decision.
It was a show decision.
I
dude.
believe I'm the one who said 7-ish, and then you guys fell in line like good boys.
Okay.
Don't.
You can
Don't
talk
say
that way to
that.
Shane. But don't talk to me that way, pal. You better check yourself before you wreck
I
yourself.
told you I came in hot, bud.
You're fired up today. I can't wait. We might see the return of the Vink.
You just got called Bud and Good Boy in
Now,
the same sentence.
Bud's fine from
Bud's
Cam.
cool. Yeah.
We usually say Bud to each other. From anybody else, it's patronizing. Yes.
It is. It is. I hate when people do that.
But good boy, that's... Come on now, pal. That's pushing it. And not even that, but to lump me in with you as a good boy. Even
Shane
worse.
probably loved it.
Oh,
He's like, dude, I've been so good today.
His eyes lit
I'm
up.
really happy they're noticing it.
His eyes lit up for sure.
It's like, I've been such a good boy. I'm so glad they saw that.
We got Honeymoon and the Vink today.
Honeymoon Shane.
Dangerous combo.
That's a good one, right?
Not a bad one. Yeah.
I like just Honeymoon.
Just Honeymoon?
Yeah, Honeymoon Shane. His name's already there. You know it's Shane. But
Yeah.
it's just Honeymoon.
Just Honeymoon?
It's unique. It's fun.
I'm not opposed.
It's sort of like it's still an inside thing. Like, not everybody knows, maybe in reference.
And it sounds kind of cool.
Your girlfriend wouldn't get mad about that one.
We
You
hope
won't.
not.
You shouldn't be embarrassed about that one.
No.
Depending on how many times
I'd be
Pine
proud of
Cone
it.
was said on the honeymoon
Whoa,
show.
whoa, whoa. Can we cut that? Can we cut that real quick? Because
I'll
on
cut
that
it.
show, I don't think it was mentioned, period.
I don't think
Okay.
it was.
I'm never changing your content.
Because on that show,
You've said that a million times.
on that
dude.
honeymoon show, I was a good boy. Didn't bring it up. I followed the rules there. Respected his wishes.
That was before, right?
Who knows? Probably during that same time.
It was
I don't
probably
think
right
so.
around that time.
Oh, it was. No, it was right before the Halloween party.
That's right, because you got married on the 30th.
Yeah, then you bailed on that too.
He was never like a hard
He
commit.
said he was going.
Yeah, we've all said that before. And then not gone.
Just saying.
Now with that, Cam, what are you smoking on tonight?
I have the Herrera Esteli by Drew Estate. I'm not going to lie, it started out what I thought was going to be a spice bomb, and it has very smoothed itself out. It's very creamy now, like you said in the taste notes. It's very good.
This came from the December edition of the Tip Top Smoke Emporium Cigar of the Month Club. One of 4 great sticks in there, which I did just actually make and post a YouTube short.
Finally.
I have an issue, though.
What?
Putting it into 60 seconds.
Yeah, it is tough.
I did one take, and it cut. And second take is still not perfect, but at least cut on the end of a sentence.
Right.
So there's no farewell, but all the info's out there. and
Where it needed to cut, it cut.
Good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that the max that you could do on a YouTube short was a minute.
Yeah. It's not the same as TikTok where you can do
No.
like you can set it to 10 minutes and then just do however long you want.
That's 15 or 60.
Yeah.
And 4 cigars, 60 seconds, it's pushing it.
That is.
I had to speed up old retro Austin. Let's talk a little bit faster here, just to make sure.
Yeah.
Either way, I think it's like a $10 stick right there. Greg had the whole thing on the cards. SLE goes for $10.75. It's a full Toro. Notes
really good.
say, started off pretty strong and then goes to much more creamy, nutty.
Yeah, I'm getting that very desserty.
cedar.
Yeah.
So it inches toward a medium to full-bodied crescendo.
Heyo. I'm crescendoing right now.
Is there a better feeling than crescendoing?
No,
Can't be, right?
there's not.
Shane?
I'll be so honest. I don't even know what a crescendo is.
When
Wow.
you're singing and you start low volume and then raise your volume.
It's the peak. It can be applied
And
to
then
any
the
situation.
crescendo is
Like
the
peak?
process of going up and then eventually you peak.
Oh, okay.
So crescendoing is
On the way up.
yeah.
Well, I was going to ask about your smoke, not the word, because we know you didn't know what that means.
Well, now I do.
That's your lesson for today.
Anyways,
Yeah.
But Shane is actually smoking tonight,
I
as it
am.
is an earlier
I
night.
did last week, right?
No, I smoked the week before. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember because in the episode promo post, I just put your name.
You did. I saw that.
It just said Shane, and then with the next thing.
Also, I have a proposed, before we get to Shane Cigar, a proposed amendment on those. Take out our nicknames.
You think so?
Me and you, at least, because we never go by those.
That's true.
You know? Plus, you never put 4. It just says, like, tonight you say, like, Old Forester 100. And then, not 4, you know, El Royal Grande.
I try to put 4, but sometimes I forget.
Yeah. Either way, I think, until we start using those, like, full time, the viewers know us as Austin and Cam.
I don't think that I could ever.
Can we ever have nicknames?
Huh?
Can we ever have nicknames?
I don't think so.
Think it's too late?
Big Country's strong, but again, you're not established as your on-air
On the show,
personality.
yeah.
Now, Vink could come in.
Situationally.
Correct. But overall, I think we have to have the professional host ideas. So me and you, Cam, Shane, Cam, Austin, Honeymoon. Now, Honeymoon, your cigar tonight.
Smoking on the Blackbird Rook. And so far, a little spicy. I don't know what it is, like baked goods kind of thing. Not like sweet, but like bready. I like it a lot so far, though. I'm probably quarter of the way through.
Other than thirds.
Yeah, but I'm not quite a third of the way through.
Honestly, you can divide it up into whatever increment you want to make. Like Mike says, I'm about an inch and 2.5 quarters in. This is the note I'm getting.
But none of us are Mike.
Thankfully.
None of us will ever be Mike.
No.
Because in our show, the cigar review would be over an hour.
It'd just be a cigar show.
Yeah, it would have to be.
Which would be tight.
I would love for Mike to do a cigar show.
I want him to come on eventually. Yeah, like probably summertime when it's kind of a lot less sports-wise going on. Just do a one-off cigar show.
Yeah.
Car talk. Just let him spread his wings.
Yeah. I think he could do like just a cigar review show, like a YouTube channel.
Just by himself. I've told him to do that.
He should. There's
like,
I mean,
don't even have to put your face in it.
No.
Just shoot your hands and whatever, or just a smoke. But he's so knowledgeable, smokes a lot, has a great collection. There's a big market for that.
There is, and it's niche. There's not a lot of cigar shows out there.
Not good ones. MC, come on, man.
I mean,
what are you waiting for?
Your competition really is just what, Cigar Daily, probably?
And like actual cigar companies that post.
Yeah.
Or like reps.
Get in there, MZ. And there's no better way to become a rep either than show that you know what you're talking about.
He'd be so good at that too.
He'd be such a good cigar rep. He's going into the wrong business.
Can I get a light to touch this up a little bit?
Of course.
Thank you.
Anyway, that is also from the December edition of the Tip Top Cigar of the Month Club.
Blackbird. Rook by Blackbird.
Yeah, it's a newer company, smaller company, but get in on them now.
I think I've had the Jackdaw and the
Crow. Yeah, me too. Well, I've had so far, but they got a lot of different things going on. They use a lot of different tobaccos in their blends. I know the Crow is like a 6 different tobacco stick.
Yeah, they're very complex, very good, very well made.
And cheap. Also like sub $10.
Yeah.
And again, going places.
Yeah.
And there's some big things coming that we don't quite know about yet, but as soon as we find out from the club, we'll be happy to pass that on.
Absolutely. And we've got some things in the work with the club that we will be able to announce hopefully next week.
Hopefully next week, yeah, at the latest. Now I have the La Polina El Año Oscuro. It's a 6.5 by 50 box press, beautifully made. A Mexican San Andres Oscuro wrapper. If you were to make one just for me,
that's it.
Not only San Andres, but Oscuro, the darkest way you can go. That's right up my alley. A Dominican binder and Dominican and Nicaraguan filler. So far, nice, easy light. A bit of a wonky burn going into that like next inch, but flavor-wise, just what you expect. Nice and dark, rich, dark coffee, some bitterness, some leather, some earth. Just perfect.
Love it.
And I saw like 2 of these at the Wharf the other day, which I've not seen La Polina pretty much anywhere else. But they have everything, of course. They're like $11 a piece. Had to pick them up.
It's not bad.
And tonight, you guys are sipping on one of your collectibles.
Smoke Wagon, uncut, unfiltered, baby. The Wagon.
The Vinx Wagon. That's what, like 112 proof?
I don't know if they have an actual... I thought it was just a range.
I think it goes from bottle to bottle, but this bottle specifically says, yeah, 57.9. So how was Shane handling that so far?
I haven't tried it yet.
Huh. I don't think you've had the wagon.
It might be a little warm for you. Let's see what you think.
Did you have this at the wedding?
Yes.
Yes.
I think I did try it there then. Because I know I tried the Angel's Envy and I liked that a lot.
Yeah.
That was like candy.
Yeah, that was amazing. But let me give this a little sip.
Give it a little sip. Here comes the cough.
I got a lot of fruity stuff from that.
Look at this guy.
Yeah, there you go.
I do
You're
agree. I
learning.
don't think it packs as much punch as the proof
Not
suggests.
no, not at all.
Nice rich dip, like floral, fruity flavor.
It wasn't super like hot either. No, that was super mellow.
Yeah, they really open up too. I think the wagon opens up from what I've had, probably the best.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
I have dipped back into the Cincinnati.
Oh, yeah, the single barrel
it's
there.
still good.
Right? Yeah,
Still very good.
that was my one concern with that from the last bottle, at least. And then myself tonight, I have another Scratch and Sip edition, which I thought we'd already knocked out. I have it pretty often. One of my go-to $20
Yeah.
bottles, Old Forester 100 proof. Simple, to the point. It's a 72% corn mash bill, 18% rye, 10% malted barley. Easy, reliable, good mixer for old fashions. You guys want to do whiskey and Coke. But just sipping it neat for $20, man,
Still good.
can't go wrong. Yeah. Just
I
typical
believe
bourbon notes.
now we're to all the very niche stuff on that.
Yeah, for the most part, these will be a little harder to find going forward. I know there's still two for sure, like Cleveland Underground we've had before.
Yeah.
But pre
We know where to get it.
I see that all the time. We can get
Yeah.
that. Next time I'm down south, I can get Eagle Rare.
Yeah.
I found out Watershed is actually a distillery right here in Columbus. Never heard of it before, but my buddy just went today actually and got 3 bottles of their bottled in bond, their apple brandy cask finish,
That sounds
and their
amazing.
maple syrup barrel finish.
Ooh.
Aged in actual maple syrup bottles.
I'm a
Or
slut
barrels, I
for
should
maple
say.
syrup, dude.
And it's like 120 proof.
Oh.
Yeah. So stoked to try that out. We'd love to go take a tour sometime here soon. It's close, smaller operation. Have a
You're
nice
a
looking
tour
bar and
guy,
restaurant.
huh?
So
Big tour guy?
tour, yeah. But your tour,
I'm a tour.
yeah,
Yeah.
tour,
Tour.
tour. Shane.
Aw.
I think it's Tor.
I mean, it's either way, honestly.
Tour.
Shane's like, I thought it was toer.
I say both, pretty much interchangeably. It's one of those, not like Mario and Mario.
No, I was actually reading this. You guys know Waluigi was only made so that Wario would have a tennis partner in the game?
Checks out.
That does make sense, actually.
I
Yeah,
don't think I've seen, besides that and like
Mario Kart.
Mario Kart or the Olympic Games or like that stuff, Waluigi's not in anything.
No, he's not.
I don't think he has a solo game either.
He doesn't. He's not even in WarioWare, dude. They won't let him in.
Well, I mean, really, who wants to be in WarioWare?
Not even Wario.
Dude, they have a lot of games for us to never have played one. It's on every single Nintendo console,
That's crazy.
isn't it?
I've definitely seen them.
No, I've seen them all the time. But the thing is, like,
I've never played one.
no, but somebody is buying these games enough for them to keep making them every single time they release a console.
Probably big time Mario collectors. They just buy everything in the Mario IP.
Yeah, but that's a lot, though, dude. You have to think all the
There's-
way.
Think about your diehard collectors, dude.
But somebody's favorite game is
Is
WarioWare.
WarioWare.
I don't think that's true.
One person at least.
You think there's one person out there whose favorite game is WarioWare?
For
Yes.
sure. At least
And
one.
what if the game's not that bad?
It probably isn't. It,
It
looks
can't
like
be
it's just a bunch
terrible,
of mini games.
right?
Because I think it's on like the old, like in the family pack on the Switch, you can play like the SNES, the regular NES, all that stuff. It's probably got to be in there somewhere.
I think it started on GBA.
Well, they have the Game Boy Advance.
They did they add the Pokemon games on there yet for that?
I don't think so.
Oh.
I think that's not something they'll add. They'll just sell that.
Yeah, they need to. Because you're going to laugh at me. But I'm thinking about buying another Switch.
No, you're not.
Haven't
Yes,
we
I
already
am.
gone over this
No,
before?
you're not.
Yes.
This will be your third Switch.
I know it will be.
You just sold the last one less than a year ago.
I know. I know. But they're super cheap right now. I wouldn't get the fancy one. It would just be the one that has like the crappy screen.
Maybe just get the fancy one, and then you'll be less inclined to sell it.
Well, I had the
Fair
fancy
point.
one and I sold it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Go
So
ahead
now-
and go ahead and peel that band off there, Shane. You're getting a little bit close.
So now I'm thinking, I get the cheaper one. It comes with Mario Kart, and I'm gonna be moving out really soon.
So just
Right.
Be a Mario Kart gamer, dude.
No, I was thinking like whenever I have people over, we'll just play Mario Kart.
Let's play Mario Kart, man. Rock up that
that's
Mario
not a
Kart.
terrible idea.
No, because I also have like a $200 gift card, so I'd only really be spending like $80 on it.
Well, if you have a $200 gift card, you might as well get the nice one.
I don't want to spend $150. I'd rather just spend $70.
You just changed how much you're spending twice.
No,
it was
because-
80, now it's 70, then it was 150 for the fancy one.
Well, it's one. Okay, so no, it is 80. I have a $200 gift card. The
Switches
normal
are
one-
still 280.
Yeah,
That's kind of crazy.
isn't it, dude? They've been out for like 10 years. But it's 280. It includes Mario Kart. Or I
Do we get the Switch 2 before we get GTA 6?
no, no.
I was going to mention, if you guys want to do gaming talk, that trailer did
GTA
just drop.
6 looks
other
amazing
day.
though.
It does look good.
The graphics are crazy.
I hope they do it like Red Dead, where they release the story first, and then a couple months later release the online.
If they release online at the same time they
Nobody
do
will
the
play
story,
the story.
well, no one will play it, and servers are just constantly going to be down.
I'm just going to play the campaign, and I'm going to wait till it goes on sale.
Oh, I'm not.
Well, I don't care that much about the GTA campaign to spend $100 on the base game.
Yeah, but you're going to have to wait until Christmas. I think it's going
That's
to.
fine.
You're going to wait a year though.
Yes.
That's nuts.
2 years.
I'm not like itching like fiends like all the GTA fans. Like I played through GTA 5 story, played online for like 3 total hours. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
I played online probably for like an entire summer.
That checks out, though.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're more into that.
it was fun. It was a good time.
Yeah, there's so many other games I play. My gaming variety is so vast.
I was watching your stream the other night. What game was that you were playing? It
Dark
kinda-
and Darker.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that looks cool.
it is cool.
And where could that stream be found at?
Twitch.tv/Scruffy2X.
And while we're at it, we kind of skipped over self-promo.
We're not there yet. We're still in the intro
That's
section.
usually the very first thing, though.
Shane, take it away.
Honeymoon, what you got?
Go ahead and follow
my
us
bad.
at Sports and Stogies on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Reddit, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts. What am I leaving out? There's
I
something.
think you about nailed all of it.
Did I nail
I think
all
that
of
was
it?
it. Yeah.
Okay.
Just look at Sports and Stogies literally anywhere.
I think
Yeah.
I don't know if we have to change our RSS feed, but I think if you upload to Google Podcasts, it just automatically goes to YouTube Music now.
Is that what we want?
Well,
Right.
yeah,
That's what it's called now.
yeah. They've merged, so I don't know if we'll have to update our RSS feed for that or not.
We'll check it.
But yeah, we'll look into that.
Well, you guys can, of course, send all your fan cues to our Gmail at Sports and Stogies. We've got 3 tonight.
Or reach out in our DMs.
Or talk to us personally.
That too.
Anything works. First question up actually came from you, Cam. Or through you, I should say.
Who are your top 5 favorite players in your favorite team's divisional rival favorite players? Now, for me, because I'm a Browns fan, I consider everyone in the AFC North our divisional rival just because it's such a heated division. So I did a nice spread between all teams in the AFC North. Number 5, went Ed Reed. Big hitter, like that, just so fun to watch. And then I went Chad Johnson for the exact opposite reason. Just fun. Just pure fun. I don't think that guy, and like his clip with like Ray Lewis, like where he just runs into Ray Lewis trying to block him, all of the celebrations, all the fines, even him now on podcasts, he just is hilarious.
And the guy loves McDonald's.
Exactly. Number 3, Rudy Johnson.
Unexpected.
Underrated. But that was the second NFL jersey I ever owned. Was a Rudy Johnson jersey.
Some deep Cam trivia right there.
And I probably asked for it as a young lad because I was a Bengals fan when I could not make decisions for myself. First NFL jersey I ever owned, Reggie Bush.
I mean, great first one to have.
Number 2, Troy Polamalu. Again, everything you want, as well as very entertaining.
Beloved.
And number 1, Ray Lewis. Probably the best linebacker I've ever been able to watch in my lifetime, at least. Maybe aside, probably Luke Kuechly and Patrick Willis, honorable mentions there. I got the back end of Urlacher.
I mean, he pretty much coincided with Ray Lewis.
Well, it's for what I paid attention to.
Yeah.
Right.
You saw a lot more Ray being in that.
My
division,
dad was
that
a big
conference.
Urlacher fan. But I've seen a lot more of Ray because big hit compilations and all that stuff. And just that Weapon X energy that he brought in the entrance tunnel. Unreal.
I remember one time in high school we were doing debate class, and the topic was, should women be allowed to play in the NFL? And we had not prepared for this at all. So we went to the computer, looked up Ray Lewis biggest hits, played that, and said, do you think 5'4" Emily could take that hit? And we won.
I mean,
Scoreboard.
the NFL should not be co-ed.
No,
Could women have a professional football league?
absolutely.
Probably.
But the prompt was in the NFL. So we looked
Yeah,
up
there's no chance.
Ray Lewis biggest hits. I mean, dude, these people that went against us had done research for hours. We literally forgot the presentation was the day that it was. Went to this computer, typed in Ray Lewis biggest hits, and just went, see? You think 5'4" Emily Kate takes that hit like a champ?
And that's how that debate should go.
And we won.
You could have pulled up, the Dolphins' 53rd man on the roster, biggest hits compilation, and the same point would have gotten across.
Yeah, the problem is the average height in the NFL is like, on defense at least, is probably like 6'2".
If anything, the debate should be, could you take your average man and let him play in the NFL? And
No.
the answer is, of
No.
course, no.
Absolutely
you
not.
can't. You have to be an absolute specimen or obnoxiously fast, which is also being a specimen in its own right.
Or a really good kicker.
Do they even count?
I think so.
There's your caveat. I think women could definitely kick in the NFL.
I can't see why they wouldn't be able to.
I think that would be a good spot. I mean, there's no risk of being hit,
No.
and anybody who's a trained kicker can kick a field goal.
Maybe one day.
There was that,
She's in college. She's a
Yeah.
college kicker. Yeah.
so that you can make it that far.
Just one step further.
It's only a matter of time.
But again, what, 1% of NCAA kickers actually make the NFL?
Yeah, The
That's the
problem
thing,
is
it's
the
such a-
kicker's career is so long.
Yeah.
Like you don't have a backup kicker.
Once you get it locked in, you're pretty well established.
Yeah. Like you might be able to make a practice squad and then eventually,
You think that destroying guy's ever going to make the NFL?
no.
Dude, he's been trying for like 10 years.
That's exactly why
Yeah.
he won't.
Yeah.
Like it's, I respect the guy for continuously trying, but at some point, just be a content creator.
I think that's what
He's really good at it.
Yeah, he's doing pretty good for himself.
Like kicks 75-yard field goals. That's awesome. I love watching that.
Yeah, it's entertaining.
But
I
you
guess
don't need
he-
to be an NFL kicker. You're probably already making a ton of money.
He did something with Jacksonville, like in their stadium.
Like, tried out.
I don't know if it was a tryout or like an event that he did at halftime or something, but I saw a bunch of stuff on Instagram about him in Jacksonville.
So, anyways, who wants to go next?
I'll follow up here. My debate was, do I go Philly Eagles or St. Louis Cardinals as to which team I hate the most?
Yeah, I was in full football mode when you said, should I go to the Cardinals or the Eagles? And I said, I don't think the Cowboys are rivaled with the Cardinals, my friend.
Old-time, long-standing rivalry, little-known fact. But I went Cardinals. Now, 5 guys that I wouldn't say they're my favorite, but they're the guys I respect the most and had the least problems with.
And one of them is just loved.
I respect all of them, of course. But yeah, one you can't help but love. Number 5, David Freese. World Series hero against the Rangers. Never really killed the Reds that much. Just a respectable dude, quality player. Didn't really cause any trouble there. Next up, friend of the show, Matt Carpenter.
Heyo.
Cardinal legend. Same thing, professional hitter. Kept to himself, pretty quiet. Didn't start a whole lot of problems there.
So you just like the guys who aren't bolsterous.
Of that era of rivalry, yeah, you will not see Yadi Molina on this list. Although I respect the hell out of him. Easily hateable. Next up, Paul Goldschmidt. Little newer. Now I think
Goldie.
his 5th year as a Cardinal, but
Kind of shocked Arenado didn't make the list.
yeah, in the same vein, kind of similar players.
But since I guess the Reds it hasn't been much of a rivalry lately.
Not the past 4 years, and hopefully going forward now.
So,
Problem is now the Cardinals kind of suck,
yeah, they
but
always.
they won't suck for long.
Yeah,
They're
like
the Spurs of the MLB.
that, or like the Steelers, kind of
Yeah.
where they never really suck.
Yeah.
They're always just in the middle of the pack. Either that or they're champions.
Worst
There's
case,
no
yeah.
in between.
Number 2, and 2 to 1's probably you can flip either way. We have Pujols number 2.
That's a tough person to beat, though.
His 10 years in St. Louis was probably the best hitter I'll ever see in my lifetime. One of the best of all time. And number 1, lifetime Cardinal, with the Reds actually had his number, Adam Wainwright. Waino, respectable. Him and Yachty have the most combined starts together as a pitcher and catcher in history.
Love
Great
it.
career, Hall of Very Good, and a good dude, and a good commentator now too. Now Shane,
So I was going to go Nets because we did division, but then I thought about it, and the NBA isn't really a division league. It's more of a conference.
Yeah.
So I went with the Celtics. And at number 5, I've got Isaiah Thomas.
Okay.
I like that.
Dude was just so fun to watch, so entertaining.
Very good, too.
Very good.
Never really fell off. Just kind of stopped being signed.
Like nobody
Yeah.
signed him, just weird.
Number 4, I've got Ray Allen. If not for Curry, probably the
Supersonics legend.
best shooter of all time.
And I love Sonics Ray Allen.
People forget
he was-
they think of Allen now as just a spot up shooter.
But he was a freak
Yeah,
on the
Sonics
Sonics.
Allen
Yeah.
was no joke.
Yeah, he was. To flip your game like that is insane to me.
Because he played for like 15 years.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
majority of it was spot up shooter.
But people forget that he was throwing it down in
He was the
Seattle.
man. It's like Richard Jefferson.
Yeah.
You ever watch Rich Jeff highlights, dude? That guy was an animal.
But people don't think that.
No,
You think old guy playing defense and shooting threes.
exactly.
Number 3,
The now disgraced NBA commentator, sports personality, Paul Pierce.
Why is he disgraced?
That stripper incident.
come on, who hasn't messed around with a stripper before?
Me.
Me.
Still time.
No, there's not.
Still time.
Paul Pierce was an animal, man. I think people forget how good he was.
Ice cold.
Yeah.
Ruthless. Scored whenever he won. Quick. Athletic.
Once carted off because he had to shit.
He did do that.
And he did shit, actually.
He did shit
And owned
himself.
up to it 10 years later.
He did.
Number 2, more recent because, you can't go all throwbacks.
Kristaps Porzingis.
Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
Man's just an animal. Scores so effortlessly.
Honestly, similar to Paul Pierce.
Very similar games.
The only thing I don't like
think-
about Tatum is watching him play hero ball sometimes.
Yeah,
He-
it's tough.
He has nights where he'll go like 6 or 7 from 3 with like 38 points, and then he has nights where he'll drop 11 and he's 1 for 8
Yeah.
from 3.
If he had a Rajon Rondo,
I mean, if anybody had
he
a Rajon
would be
Rondo.
Paul Pierce.
He would be.
And you're number 1.
You can't talk about the Celtics and not mention Larry Bird.
I was going to say Bob Cousy.
Bob Cousy.
I mean, dude, the disrespect to walk up to somebody and be like, I'm going to drop 43 tonight and I'm only going to use my left hand, and then drop 43 and only use your left hand. Or like,
Larry Legend, definitely first ballot Hall of Famer.
Oh, yeah, so many great stories there.
Hall of Very Good. Maybe.
Hall of Fame shit talker, honestly.
Yeah.
Honestly, the GOAT shit talker.
Really is.
To walk into
Honestly.
the 3-point contest locker room and say, all right, who's coming in second?
It's
To tell you, hey, I'm going to dribble right, take one jab step, and shoot a 3 in your face. And then do it and nail a shot.
To walk up.
the only, Michael Jordan, it was all action, though. Like, he shit talked with his actions. Like, when he was shooting free throws with his eyes closed. Like,
And he still shit talk too, don't get me wrong.
no, he did. But he wasn't like, oh, I'm going to shoot these with my eyes closed. He just was like, yeah, you're just watch.
I feel like Jordan was also, he was more mean.
Yeah.
Bird was just like telling you facts.
Yeah.
He was like your drunk uncle almost.
He probably was drunk for a lot of the games,
I
too.
forget which team, but he got mad at the coach. He's like, you got a white guy guarding me? What kind of disrespect is that?
Larry Bird.
Yeah, look up any Larry Bird highlight compilation. It stacks up with anybody's. His no-touch passing, too. The insane, horse shots he'd make
It's unreal.
with both hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, ridiculous.
And then for the thing to end his career to be shoveling snow, that sucks.
Yeah, it happens.
It does. But respectable, even though that you're in the NBA and could easily pay someone to just go shovel snow for your parents. And you're like, nah, I got this.
You think the hick from Salt Lick's going to hire a snowblower, dude? Come on.
No way. He owns a snowblower, but
He is a
doesn't
snowblower. He's
use
getting
it.
the job done. Next fan queue. I've got 5 quarterbacks listed here for you guys. You're going to tell me if you want to cut them, 1 more year, or extend them.
And this is each of those options for each
Yeah.
quarterback.
Now, don't factor in their current contract. That's irrelevant. Just
Okay.
based on on-field play. First up, Jordan Love.
Extend.
Extend.
He's gone back and forth this year, but I think there's a lot of potential there.
He did go back and forth at the beginning, but since, he's been on a tear for a while.
Consistently very good.
And I need that because he's starting in one of my fantasy leagues this week.
That brings about the question. If you're a Steelers fan or a Packers fan, like, it's just unfair to every other fan base, right?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Like, the Steelers are always good, always in the playoff picture. Packers go from Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers to now what looks like Jordan Love is going to be a star. It's crazy.
Like if at any point pre-Baker, the Browns had Jordan Love, you'd be ecstatic.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, this guy's getting a 10-year contract. But when you're used to Favre and Rodgers and you get even good quarterback play,
And you think it's bad.
it reminds me of the way Buckeye fans were this year.
Yeah.
After Stroud and Fields and Haskins and Barrett and Miller. McCord wasn't bad.
Nope.
He had
But
some bad moments, but we've been so spoiled.
the sad thing is, too, like, never mind. We'll touch on that later. I got some opinions on him.
Next up, Geno Smith.
1 more year.
That's what I was thinking. One more.
I'm with you on that. Same page.
Yeah.
He was so
Because it was a
good.
regression this year for
Yeah.
sure.
So far, yeah.
So
You
one
know-
more, see what his baseline is, and then make the decision on the extension.
Show favorite, Baker Mayfield.
Extend.
Extend.
Love that, right?
Extend.
Cemented as a Fitzpatrick-esque, maybe
But
a
not
level
even.
better.
I think he's
Yeah,
better.
I don't think
No.
Baker should not be a career backup. Now, don't get me wrong, love Fitzpatrick. When he played, he was. You almost want to say it was like,
Magical.
but as entertaining as like Jameis Winston, but better.
He had some of that flash with less dumb decisions.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
it was
say,
like, I'm gonna I'll throw nice slants over the middle, ball placement perfect, but then I'm gonna throw a 75-yard dot for no reason.
One of my favorite throws ever, I think, was maybe his last game. Definitely his last year in Miami. When he got face masked, turned around 180 and like no scoped a 50-yard bomb.
Yeah, the
And
guy
hit.
was unreal. How was he not He was good enough to be a career starter. And
Definitely could have been.
I think
Yeah.
this is the same conversation we're going to have with Baker, because I think he will fall into that journeyman Fitzmagic kind of role. But it's like he was good enough to be a starter.
Like, is he going to win you a title?
And there was some guys
Probably
that
not.
Fitzmagic should not have been beaten out by.
Correct. But it's always that, well, we just drafted this guy. We have to start him. We got to believe in him, even though we know our backup's better.
Yeah.
Next up, Sam Howell.
extend.
I'm going to say one more.
Yeah, I think I'm with Cam there. Depending on if Bieniemy leaves this offseason, it's still Howell's first
Apparently
year
it's
starting.
like
Heating
Bears'
up.
favorite.
Heating up to the Bears, what I'm hearing. Yeah, he's second in league in passing. He's good, for sure. He's good.
Makes a lot of not great decisions.
But yeah, still unpolished. Got
I was-
some work to do.
I was going to say he's also super young. And
I agree.
Let's see one more and make a decision based off next year. And last but not least, kind of touched on it last week, Justin Fields.
At the point we're at now, I need to see one more.
the only reason it's hard to say one more is where they're going to be at in the draft.
Not. I don't care about that.
Yeah, I'm trying not to factor that in either.
Okay.
Based just on his gameplay this year, it is light years better than the years prior.
It is.
But is this his actual floor, or was last year his floor? Because he has weapons now. He did not before. Where is Justin Fields at? Where can this be the consistent play that he can be at for the next year also, is how I look at that. An extension seems premature.
I would agree. I would definitely agree. And I think you got to judge based on situation too. You know, you plug a guy we'll talk about later. You plug Brock Purdy on the Bears. Are they that much better? I don't know.
Probably.
You would like to think so, but I don't think they're that much better.
They're probably. It's going to be a significant.
Either way, I can't wait to see come next year if they do draft a Caleb Williams or Drake May. If they battle for it in camp.
They have to.
If you decide not to take a quarterback and stick with Fields
I
and
think
draft some O-line help or more weapons.
it's going to be a very decisive draft for the Chicago Bears.
Which we need because off-season talk is going to be very important on this show. And our last fan cue, not sports related, but it's December now. Get out there buying gifts for your bourbon drinking, maybe new to bourbon.
Spouses, grandparents, dads, your standard people who
We've had
might have a bourbon
lot of
collection.
questions about what kind of bottles to buy. So we thought, all right, let's do 3 categories: beginner, moderate, connoisseur. Give some recs here. So a can for a beginner,
Woodford.
classic, right? Can't go wrong.
You can go just regular Woodford, or the double oaked. There's not a huge price difference. Both very good, very very light, 90 proof, very flavorful, gets the job done, and gives you that bourbon vibe. It's not like having even like the Evan Williams Black Label. Very good, but
Or something like infused.
yeah. So yeah, very good, very natural bourbon, standard bourbon notes. Definitely a very good entry bottle.
And nobody dislikes it. If you like bourbon. That is.
Correct.
If you don't, it's a great entry bottle that is going to hook you on a good bourbon.
I think so.
As, sipping it straight.
Yeah.
I went Maker's Mark. Same thing, cheap, 26, 27 bucks. It's wheated, so it's sweeter. I think it's standard Maker's, I think it's 90 proof as well. Easy sip, good to mix, and a good entry for sipping straight. I did scotches too, because that's my forte. So a nice beginner scotch, Glenfiddich 12, like 40 bucks, 80 proof. You're getting a lot of nice fruit notes, pear, green apple, easy sip, and not too let's say you're a bourbon drinker trying to get over to scotch. It's different, yes, but not so drastic to where you'll be
Right.
overwhelmed.
Yeah.
So nice kind of gateway into the scotch world.
Moderate, I went with the wagon.
I love that.
I think it's a very if you like bourbon, you're kind of established, you're working your way up to the higher proofs. Yes, the proof point is high, but it is not hot. So I think that's a perfect segue into the 110 plus range.
I've got one of my favorites, Four Roses Single Barrel.
Phenomenal.
About 50, 55 bucks, only 100 proof. Just dark and sweet. I get chocolate-covered cherries. Easy sipper, always in my bar. And for a more experienced drinker, they're going to love it, guaranteed.
Agreed.
Scotch-wise, I went with the Glenmorangie Quinta Reuben. 94 proof, about 60, 70 bucks. But for that, I get those chocolate-covered pomegranates. You know those?
Yeah.
It's like that in a glass.
Sounds
So again,
pretty
not
good.
super scotchy, nice and sweet, chocolatey, fruity, floral, and a great post-meal sip.
Right.
And a great cigar sip too. Let's go connoisseur level.
For me, that's tough because I'm not quite there yet. But just based on what I've had, I'd probably say Eagle Rare 10 year. Very good. High dollar. A little pricier.
Assuming you get it on, marked up.
Yeah.
MSRP is only 50 bucks.
Yeah, but good luck.
In Ohio, at least.
Yeah. But very good. It tastes like a high dollar bourbon, even though it is only $50. And I think a reasonable connoisseur level. Every connoisseur wants to have Eagle Rare on hand.
Yeah, I'd almost double down and say any Buffalo Trace product. You go Colonel Taylor,
Yeah.
Sazerac, the BTAC stuff if you can find it. Which my boy Freddie brought us some George T. Stagg and Stagg Jr. at the Wharf the other day. My God. You always wonder, would I actually pay that much for a bottle? Can it be that much better?
Then you sip it and you're like, yes.
And then you smell it.
Just
and then
the
you taste
nose.
it.
Just the nose.
I think it was Stag Batch, 2020, maybe 2021. Just phenomenal. Heavenly. One day we'll have a bottle. It is on the board, actually. So that's one of the... probably a bigger white whale than Pappy 20, honestly.
It's up there.
But same thing, both BTAC. For me, connoisseur, I'm going to go with Wild Turkey Rare Breed Rye because it's different. I think most connoisseurs already have a ton of stuff, already have had and sampled a bunch of stuff. So people maybe kind of give us a bad rap because it's turkey, even though they're getting a much better reputation. It's unique, being a rye at like 118 barrel proof. Just great depth of flavor. And maybe they haven't had it yet, so worth a shot. Only like $70, give or take. And then Scotch-wise, two of my favorites again. You want to go smoky, you go Ardbeg Ugadal, which is just... If you like smoky Scotch, you're going to love this. If you don't like smoky Scotch, it's the worst thing you've ever had in your life.
This is why I can't do Scotches, because I can't read what these words are.
They're all... You got to practice. They're all weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause
Some
they're
I'll
all
look at...
They're all like Scottish and Irish,
correct.
right?
Yeah.
It's tough.
And then another one, if you want to go sweet Scotch, sherry finish, my favorite bottle, the Aberlour Abunad.
I can do Aberlour.
121 proof, I think, barrel strength, and just such a fruit, cherry, fig, nuttiness. It's just perfect. That's my go-to special occasion bottle on a special occasion smoke kind of night. So, again, that goes for about $100, a little pricier, but for the established Scotch drinker in your life for the holidays, you got to go big, right?
Go big or go home.
So let us know. You guys pick any of those up for the holidays?
Let us
Should
know
be well received.
after the holidays how they go.
If they hate them, then I know 3 guys who will definitely take them off your hands.
And maybe 3 guys that you should never take advice from again.
In any capacity.
Or 2 guys, because Shane's not really in the alcohol collecting world yet.
We're getting there.
Once I get my own place, I definitely will start though.
Although Shane did recommend SoCo.
Absolutely.
For your
Big
holiday
fan.
punch.
No.
Big fan.
Yep.
You can get it at any Walmart.
The only like low end liquor advice that I can give is that Caramel Crown is the best thing that I've ever drank.
Okay, but it's not.
It's up there.
That he's had.
He's had a lot of
for,
stuff that we've brought in.
For like the sweeter stuff though, like just easy to drink.
Confused, that kind of thing, yeah.
Yeah, for your average, non-sipper kind of drinker.
Your partier.
Yeah, it's
for your
it's
partier.
solid.
Yeah.
It's a party drink.
Caramel Crown is amazing.
Yeah.
And hard to find. So I'm having everyone that can find it buy it for me.
Fair enough.
I'll get you hook up. A little markup maybe, but I can hook you up.
Okay.
Now with that being December, it's time for our
End of the
year-end
year.
lists. We've got a couple things lined up for each show from here on out. But tonight is
Couple
going
top
to be
5 lists.
our best cigars of the year and then top 5 sports moments of the year. So Cam, your cigars of the year. Something maybe that's new from this year or that you first had for the first time this year. What you got?
Number 5, I went the Aganorsa Rare Leaf
From the event, right?
from the event. Very good. Phenomenal stick. I didn't go through and write down all my flavor notes or anything,
Yeah, it's fine.
but
Me neither.
number 4, I went the Diamond Crown. Again, can't go wrong with J.C. Newman. Phenomenal. Then I went the La Vega Year of the Rabbit.
Ooh, strong. That was on show, right?
It was.
Yeah.
It was. All of these were on show, I believe. Then I went the 4-Kick Mule Kick, limited edition.
From last week, right?
It was
2
a
weeks
couple
ago.
weeks ago. And then the number 1 will forever be my number 1, guys. You probably
Is it the 5-year?
you probably said it in your head when you just heard that. You're like, oh, I know what Cam's number 1 is. It's the Magic Toast in any capacity, but the 5th year took the T for me this year.
I actually forgot about that. That will make my list as well.
Phenomenal stick.
Absolute banger. For the price especially.
Screw you, MZ.
The only hater I know of the Magic Toast. Now, mine are in no order. But first thing, shout out to LCA.
Big shout out to
who
LCA.
Every month this year, I think I missed out on the first 3 months, but since then, both sticks from each month have been phenomenal.
The turducken was very good.
I had one of December's 2
Honorable
nights
mention
ago.
for sure.
Yeah, so those guys have killed it all year. If you can find them, because there are a couple dealers here in Ohio, but Tip Top Smoke Emporium and TipTopSmoke.com has them, and our boy Steven Danchies at Cigaro.
And just because they didn't make our top 5 list doesn't mean they're not phenomenal sticks. I've enjoyed every LCA stick I've had.
Oh, of course. I could
And
do a whole
they're-
list just for LCA.
And they're all in our 20 to 25 point range on our grading scale.
For sure. I've not had a bad one yet. I've not had one that hasn't like really impressed me.
Agreed.
And they're all so unique too.
Yeah. I love the gimmicky wrapping and all that stuff.
Oh, they kill their marketing.
I love it.
Yeah. For the year of the rabbit kind of stuff, you got to go Plasencia and Davidoff both.
I did not have either of those. So,
Again, high dollar, limited edition kind of thing, but both phenomenal. I had 2 Plasencia just with 1 Davidoff, courtesy of MZ. Much obliged there.
yep, thanks, MZ.
And
I
then
take that back.
standard production stuff, the Mikurita Black Papasaka and the Red Meat Lovers from Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust / Steve
I
Saka.
think did you have the Meat Lovers on the show?
Not on show.
I think I remember you telling me about it.
Yeah, but
then.
phenomenal. I've had 2 so far. Got 2 more left in there. And those are in full production now. And then last but not least, I think I had it last week, the Espinosa 601 La Bamba Warhead. I've had
yeah,
this year's edition, I've had 9 of, I swear.
most smoked cigar of the year.
Oh, probably. It's up there for sure. Definitely top 3 or so.
Nice. Shane, any cigar standouts? I know this is kind of your first year being
Of
in the
actually
game.
smoking, yeah.
So the Magic Toast, definitely up there. That was probably the best cigar I've smoked. Close second, though, that Mafioso.
Ooh, yeah.
I forgot about
Honorable
those.
mention.
Those
Yeah,
Mafiosos
yeah.
are good.
This one's
Yeah.
so quick. Yeah, probably never have them again because they're such a limited thing.
Yeah.
But maybe come 2024, they do a New Year edition.
Love it.
That's nice Italian tobacco.
Yeah.
That was the only cigar that I can remember off the top of my head that I'm like, this is amazing. Like, I wish that I could only smoke this.
And again, so unique.
Yeah. I haven't had anything like it at all.
Well, that makes 2 of us at least.
Because that literally tasted like I was smoking in an Italian kitchen.
Pretty
I mean,
much,
man,
yeah.
what better
Yeah.
thing to smoke, too? Now, our top 5 sports moments of 2023. I'm going to guess there's no overlap, at least between me and you two.
There
I
might
went
be.
a little bit more, both personal and kind of more off the board. Let's go from 5 to 1, starting with Captain Shane.
For number 5, I went Pat McAfee's kicking challenges.
A lot of fun.
Those have been amazing this year. So much fun to watch. Because the people that are the most confident every single time always shank it so bad, and it never makes it, and it's hilarious. And he just keeps upping the money every single time.
Just Pat McAfee on game day in general.
Yes.
A lot of needed energy.
Oh, much. I'd never watched Game Day before. Ever.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Game days, it's way better now.
It's way better. Before it was a snooze fest, at least for me.
You think?
Yes.
Well, I guess you're not as big as
Those
college
older
ball.
guys were,
Well, Corso, here the past few years, has been tough. But
Like, there's nothing that they've done in the past that will compare to Pat McAfee dragging Theo Vaughn on for Game Day.
yeah, Theo was dope.
Or Shane Gillis. Like, people that we find entertaining were never on Game Day.
They had a few hits, but usually it's, more local,
Yeah.
older generation kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm happy they're starting to cater towards the younger guys now.
Cam, your 5 spot.
this was a tough one. My 5 spot's going to be kind of just an overall thing. But Jose Barrios this year for the Blue Jays. He was just lights out all year.
Unexpected, out of the blue.
And really the brightest spot of the pitching staff for a while.
Yeah, needed it because Manoa was such trash.
Yeah. I mean, last year he had a ERA of 3.5. This year it was 1.72 lower. I mean,
That's a dramatic
yeah.
decrease.
So big turnaround from old Jose Barrios.
My 5, I'm going to go with Super Bowl. KC Philly. It was a
Yeah.
great game.
And the brothers
Having that storyline was great. Back and forth most of the game.
and Mama Kelsey's outfit.
Oh, of course, having to,
Yeah.
how do you pick between both kids? And then match the hype. It was an excellent game, one of the best of the past 5-10 years.
It was an honorable mention for me.
So, yeah, I think I haven't gone back and watched it since, but I might do that here sometime this week. Shane, your 4 spot.
My number 4 was the Chris Broussard slip up.
You locked that in, huh?
I absolutely locked that in because it was absolutely hilarious.
Okay.
Because that man has been in the public eye since I can remember. How do you slip up that bad? And then when you try to double back on it, you make it sound even worse. It was so funny.
Yeah, if you guys don't know, just go to YouTube and type in Chris Broussard.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to say that on show.
No, we can't say it on show, but we can say that after he said what he said, he then doubled back on it and made it sound like he put him down.
Yeah. It is pretty funny. I can't lie.
It's pretty funny.
Cam, your 4 spot.
My 4 spot, in the same vein as the last one, was Chris Bassett's shutout against the Braves. It was, I mean, after all of the griping I did about Bassett.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think you are solely responsible for his kind of resurgence.
Yeah, after that pure just domination I put on him weekly.
He had like 7 terrible starts to start the year off.
And then eventually he turned it around, and then he shot out the Braves while they were the 1 spot. It was just beautiful to see.
I didn't expect 2 baseball things.
I didn't think you would.
I like that. My 4, off the wall, I'm going to go LSU, Iowa, women's college ball.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was a great run to see LSU dominant all year. Caitlin Clark, by far the best player all year, putting up 35, 10, and 10 nightly to actually meet in the title game. And yeah, the refs kind of put a damper on it with so many tippy-tack foul calls. But that got me to watch most of the women's tournament and was very entertaining throughout. And I can't wait to do that. Like, I was scrimmages leading up to the season starting are like selling out. When they come to Columbus, I'd love to go check that game out just to see Caitlin Clark.
Honestly, not a bad move.
Shane, you're 3.
My 3 was this is going to be kind of weird hearing it, but my explanation's going to, tie it together. The OSU Michigan State game that I went to.
Being in person, okay.
Yeah, that was sweet. That was my first time going to like a game at the shoe.
And you were like student section, right?
Yeah, we were student section. We were in a place that we were not supposed to be. It was for like the honor students, but we like slipped in over there.
Yeah, no one's checking your diplomas
No.
or your report cards or anything.
No. But that was awesome. Like, that was the first live event that me and Michaela went to. It was so much fun. And then just live sports in general. I was too drunk at the Browns game to really put anything together.
Yeah.
But seeing the amount of people filled up in the shoe was crazy.
Yeah, any kind of energy like that is just tough to compete with.
So are
It
you
is.
an Ohio State fan now?
I think I have to be.
We'll take that.
Yeah.
We'll take that. Just don't become a douchey one.
2 against 1.
I can't. I can't be a douche about it. Because if anyone asks, why are you an Ohio State game or Ohio State fan? Oh, my girlfriend goes there.
There's an easy answer.
It is.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, I bleed red and gray, brother.
Okay, Scarlet.
Scarlet and
Get it
gray.
right.
Whatever.
dumbass.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Not a true fan,
You're
clearly.
working on
The
it.
same thing.
Hey, before you know it, you'll be calling for Ryan Day's head, so I'm not worried.
Your 3 spot, Austin.
You want to let me go first here?
Or 4. Is it
My
your
4.
4 spot or 3?
No,
I
you're supposed to
forget.
be your 3 and
It's
then my
supposed
3.
to be. Yeah.
Okay. My 3 spot, again off the wall. To kick off the Toronto Maple Leaf season, Austin Matthews had back-to-back hat tricks.
It's pretty tight. Pretty
Fascinating to watch.
tight. Yeah.
The guy was unstoppable. Has not had nearly the same success, but has had, I think he's averaging over close to a goal a game, which is phenomenal.
Absurd. Yeah.
But back-to-back hat tricks to open the season is unreal.
That's coming out of the gate hot. Very Vink-esque in terms of
Exactly.
heat. My 3. I thought maybe the one thing that would make your guys' list, it was a great fight, but the surrounding circumstances made it better. Poirier Gaethje 2 at Cam's bachelor party.
Yes.
All
that
watching
was-
it live.
Yeah.
Shane called the head kick. Then it happened.
Well, I was saving that stuff for when we do the UFC.
Well, that was the one thing, because I had 5 fights that wouldn't make that list. But that moment especially, that finish. Because, Poirier's my favorite fighter. All that build up. We knew it was going to be a war. And then to have it there, all watching together, drunk off our asses. That was a very high point of the year.
It was.
It was. I have something similar.
I do too.
So we probably have the same one.
I think we do.
Let's go with your 2, Shane.
My 2 is the John Morant Chronicles.
Okay.
This
A little
entire
off the
year,
wall.
this guy, in the span of 1 year, gets into an altercation at a Foot Locker, pulls a gun on a 17-year-old, gets caught in a strip club with a gun again, and then waves a gun after all of this.
Lighter.
No, it wasn't a lighter.
Wave the
Tried-
lighter on
tr-
Instagram Live.
Tried to say it was a lighter on Instagram Live. Like, the amount of times that I've
Went
seen...
from beloved
yes,
to
Highlight machine. He has what? Another 10 games left
I
suspension?
think
think
so.
so.
I think he's back like the
It was 30
20th
games, right?
or something.
I think it was
35?
30, 25, something like that.
Yeah, he's back kind of soon, but he's still got a couple couple games to sit out.
Yeah, that might make an appearance on next week's show for me.
Okay.
Cam, you're 2.
My number 2 is Gavin Wasson calling the Derek Lewis flying knee at my bachelor party / bachelorette party.
I could have said that whole
Join.
card, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that him not watching UFC, just saying, I think that guy's going to open with a flying knee and end it.
Not knowing Derek Lewis, the least
all.
likely person to open up with a flying knee.
Boom. There it was.
We went wild, dude. That's come the 26th, we do a full year recap show. That's one of the highlights for sure. That whole
Yeah.
weekend.
That was awesome.
Me and Honeymoon bonded a lot.
Oh my.
So I've heard.
Oh yeah.
We should not have been driving.
Okay, we weren't driving. We stayed there
Who
all
was
weekend.
driving?
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, we drove to Chick-fil-A the next morning, but
Yeah, no.
anyway, we
After
made,
a good
I'm-
night's
I'm
sleep.
made, a
talking
few, made a few
about-
stops.
I'm talking about that
If we
conversation.
could have stopped and got that Sauce Gardner cutout, that would have really put a cherry on top.
that Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, your guys' 2-hour Chick-fil-A trip.
It-
Well,
there
I
was
said,
a
hey, let's
parade,
stop in
dude.
for B-dubs real quick. Have a few brewskis.
And then I walk in and instantly, what are you guys doing here? They like interrogate me. And then we sit there and we haggle over the sign for like 40 minutes.
Okay, we didn't haggle. We're like, hey, miss, is there any chance we could get that sign?
Okay, but we did definitely ask her like 5 different times.
No, she said she'll ask the manager. We're like,
I heard you haggled a little bit.
We
Threw out
haggled.
some prices.
he threw a number out. We're like, oh, come on, dude. Really? I'll give you like $50.
No, we definitely did haggle because then we even left a business card.
Never called. to my
No, they
knowledge,
did not.
But we gave him an opportunity.
But I remember we were talking about what our excuse was going to be for that 2-hour Chick-fil-A run. And you go, we ran into a parade,
It's a parade,
man.
dude. Traffic stopped. It was rough. Downtown Cincy on a weekend.
We were so angry.
Well, I can imagine, but hey, man, you should have gone then.
Dude, we were having the time of our life.
I bet you were.
We were.
We were starving to death.
Let's see. My number 2 is going to be Ohtani and Trout in the World Baseball Classic.
Yeah.
Really, the whole classic.
Storyline finish.
Great baseball, great crowds, and to see the 2 best players in the game square off against each other. Ohtani blows 2 fastballs by him, drops a filthy slider, strikes him out to win the whole thing. Great classic. Can't wait for the next one. And our number 1 sports moment of the entire 2023 season.
I put the Derek Lewis flying knee.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah. Because, I mean, Gavin going, this guy's going to open with a flying knee. We're all drunk off our asses. We're like, no way. The second he does it, everyone's standing up screaming.
Yeah, the girls all ran in like, what's happening? We're all just losing our minds staring at the TV.
Jaws dropped. Yeah, so definitely an unforgettable moment.
Yeah.
And series of moments.
Yeah, definitely. I've got like I think I actually just forgot the other one. Oh, no. Okay, I've got like a 1 and
A couple?
2.
Okay, I'll go mine first then. Let you
1A,
finish up.
1B.
My number 1 is kind of a whole month stretch, but specifically Ellie De La Cruz's cycle and that whole month
yeah.
of electricity when they called him up, called up
The
McLean,
Red Machine.
and life came back. People were out to the stadium again. I felt hope again. It was the most exciting time to be a Reds fan, probably my entire life.
I
Besides
remember.
maybe those playoff 2012, 2010
I
teams.
was going to say maybe other than like JV, Phillips,
Yeah.
those guys.
But to have that young core, have JV back.
Then
and,
Hamilton, too, that
Ellie
time.
just making these crazy plays every night, stealing home, hitting bombs, running for triples in 9 seconds. Unforgettable year, and hopefully next year is very similar, if not more so.
Yeah. So I've got 2. 1, the build-up to the Yuri Pereira fight.
I thought about that for UFC in general. Yeah.
That was probably the most intense fight build-up I've ever had,
Yeah.
where I've followed it closely. And number 1, Myles Garrett jumping over the Colts field goal line to block that field goal. That's going to be engraved in my brain for the rest of my life.
Is that your Roman Empire?
Yeah.
As it should be.
Besides the actual Roman Empire.
Which does come up. Now that it's a thing now, I do think about it more often too.
Yeah.
I'm into that.
Yeah, it's your forte. Ancient
So-
history. Yeah.
That I actually hate that everyone's just bringing it up now. All these fake Roman Empire fans.
Way to go TikTok, Shane.
Like, me and my buddy Nash, first of all, he's got like a full Spartan armor rack.
Does he wear it?
He's got, I want to say he has a SPQR tattoo. Like, he's full into it. We both are. And that was like my go-to guy growing up. We would just sit there and, we played Smite. It's a battleground of the gods, all that stuff. And we would just hang out at his house, cook Jack's pizzas, and just sit there and play Smite and talk ancient mythology.
God, can't beat it.
One
Simpler
time,
times, right?
I thought we were going to light his house on fire because one of the pepperonis fell off the Jack's pizza and we didn't know.
That could be
It was
immediate chaos.
We opened the oven and we're like, "Oh, I think your dad's going to be mad, dude."
Maybe a little bit.
So
The
we
house
just
burned down.
we just opened the back door and just let all the smoke go out. We left the oven open. Didn't think to get the pepperoni out.
Yeah, don't go for the source.
So yeah, then I think after that, for like a week after that, every time they used the oven, it would just smoke uncontrollably because we didn't think to get the pepperoni
There's one
out.
burnt up, crispy piece of pepperoni on the bottom, like on the heating element.
It was,
of
yeah.
course. Wait a second, boys. Go to break right here. Come back with actual sports talk. We got probably an hour in here, right, Shane?
Hour and 5.
Love it. SNS episode 65 back after this.
Welcome back, everybody. Nice break. We're all back and relaxed, ready to get fired up again because we're going to the NFL, and I have some topics that I want to talk about.
Want to go quick news first, get that out of the way. Couple items. First things first, Shaq Leonard to Philly. 1-year
Naturally.
deal. Great piece. I don't like it, of course, as a Cowboy fan, but great fit for them. And then Tim Boyle released by the Jets, Brett Rippon signed, and Zach Wilson taking back over on Sunday.
Allegedly.
Solid said it's the move.
I guess.
What a weird 3
Jets
weeks.
quarterback fiasco is what I like to call that. Mike Evans, 10th straight 1,000-yard season.
To start his career, by the way.
Yeah,
All
has
10.
yet to falter.
10 for 10. And then C.J. Stroud could be the first rookie quarterback to lead the league in passing since 1939.
Bill O'Brien.
Davey O'Brien.
Davey O'Brien. Bears legend.
Pro,
Packers
I don't
legend?
know. Couldn't tell you. But I know the college best QB award is named after him. So there you
So
go.
the Heisman?
No, the quarterback award.
The Heisman.
Heisman's much more varied than the NFL MVP.
What's the last skill position to win?
Devontae Smith, 2020.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
A lot of running backs win in college, too.
Yeah. The running back award.
But now you've got some heated topics here.
Tyreek Hill is probably going to crest 2,000 yards this year.
He is.
Probability-wise, it's probably like 75%. Does that deserve an asterisk next to it?
Now, the consensus out there on social media, at least, is because he played 17 games instead of 16, instead of 15,
Or 11.
or 11 would be a stretch, yes.
If we want
But-
to go way back, every record since they moved from 11 games should have an asterisk.
And not even an asterisk, but just, compare differently.
But it's not.
It is. I mean, you can't compare 11 game year to 17. Now, do I think Tyreek should be the true record holder? Yes.
He will be.
Yeah.
And here's the fun fact of it, is it's not in 16 games, in 15 games, it's regular season.
Correct.
What is the regular season now?
17 games.
Currently 17 games.
What is it going to be for the foreseeable future?
17
Hopefully
games.
17 games.
What are we talking about?
I'm not talking about anything here myself. I have no problem
No,
with it.
I don't
I'm just
either.
saying generally, what are we talking about? Why is that even a conversation being had?
Shouldn't be.
It's really, there's no reason to have that conversation. People just don't want to accept that him breaking 2,000 yards on the limited amount of catches that he actually gets is MVP caliber.
And even then, is him beating Calvin Johnson's record, does that make him better than Calvin? No, not necessarily. It's just a new record. So be it. It's great for what it is. Is it the be-all, end-all? No, it's one thing. Who
Yeah.
cares,
Get over it, nerds. Next, is Mike Evans a first ballot Hall of Famer?
Absolutely.
He's got the Super Bowl ring. He's now he has the opportunity to be the solidified second place. He's tied for second place right now with a couple other guys. If he goes 11, what's Jerry Rice's record?
I believe 15.
It's not impossible.
But again, I mean, Jerry's records are a different category altogether.
Not when one of them could be broken.
It's possible. It's possible.
I mean, he's proven he's quarterback proof.
His whole career.
Literally, look at the last 10 years of Buccaneers quarterbacks.
Josh Freeman, Jameis Winston,
The GOAT.
2 years of Brady, and now
then
Baker.
That's first ballot to me.
Now, in my mind, yes. Will he be? Probably not, because voters are so weird with wideouts. Like they made T.O. wait like 4 years.
Yeah, but wasn't Moss a first ballot?
Yeah, and he should have been. They all should be. In my mind, I'm voting for Evans' first ballot. Even right now, if he retired right now.
Agreed. I think he will be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Because I don't think his class is going to be all that crazy either.
The only thing maybe you could say against him is that he's never really been the best in the game. You've always had some top tier guys above him, but that shouldn't diminish what he's done.
1 or 2 seasons.
He's been a consistent top 5 guy minimum his entire career.
Correct.
For the most part, bad teams.
Very bad teams.
So yeah, I say lock him up. Lock him in right now.
Is Howie Rossman the best GM of all time?
He's making a strong push, and it's
definitely
hard to
could
argue
be.
against.
We are lacking in the championship department. Agreed. There will be numerous championships to come with this team he has built. Or a lot more appearances, at least. And just what he's been able to do with keeping the draft capital and staying way under cap,
And then capitalizing on those draft picks.
it's insane.
Like they've hit with almost every one.
It's unreal.
Now, you want to say yes, of course, the Patriots dynasty and putting that team together and keeping that team together for so long. But even then, they won titles, 15 years apart.
Correct.
You're not going to see that anymore. Not a dynasty of that length and being that good at that level for that long. So, yeah, if not number one, he's definitely on the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
And still has room to build that resume.
Saw some people saying it was the Chiefs GM, and I'm like, he's done everything he can to make the team worse.
True, and also, you can't say they got lucky, but nobody knew Mahomes would be
Correct.
the caliber of quarterback that he is.
Yeah, like the Mahomes miracles is why they are the franchise they are today. Legitimately.
Not to mention you bring in a top 5 head coach of all time.
Correct.
Sirianni, who knows, might be that eventually. I mean, I don't know, but Andy Reid helped out your case a whole lot. Is he getting hate online? What spurred that whole debate there?
Just that he's overrated, that the Eagles aren't really that good.
Is it just pissed off Cowboys fans
Probably.
saying that? That
Haters.
checks out. Yeah.
Not much of a debate, but what is your guys' biggest fantasy mistake this year?
Now, I'm not going to count guys I drafted that were supposed to be good and either got
Draft
hurt.
bust count.
What, but
If they're just a complete bust.
do I count Aaron Jones? He's been hurt all year, and he sucked. And if I could do it again, knowing what I know now, of course I wouldn't. But at the time,
Sounds like a mistake.
it was a good pick.
That's what it is. It's a mistake in hindsight. not at the
Taking
time.
Eckler, you can't plan for missing 6 weeks in injury. If you took Nick Chubb first round, you can't plan for that.
It's different. Injuries are different.
I guess for me, I took a gamble on, in one league at least, guys that I thought would pay off late. I took a team with both JT and Cooper Kupp. So Kupp, hurt preseason, always a red flag, especially in a wideout, especially lower body injury. And then JT, whether he's going to hold out or be traded or not play at all,
But even with Cup being back,
hasn't been good.
has been bad.
Has not been good at all. So, and that team's I think currently 4-9. So, I would say that strategy altogether was a mistake.
Mine is drafting Garrett Wilson.
Same kind of thing there. We didn't
But
know
it's
Rodgers would go down.
correct. However, he isn't even performing as well as he did last year.
Well, it's tough. Look who he's
He had Zach Wilson last year.
He's also had Tim Boyle this year.
But even with Zach Wilson, he's not performing.
And he's still been good. Is he second round pick
been
worthy
okay.
good? No. Is
And
he a wideout
then
3 level? Of course, but yeah, overall from where you
I'll
went,
also say drafting Jalen Waddle.
that's a good one. I think overall drafting number 2 wideouts on great teams like Waddle, Devontae Smith, T. Higgins, those guys all went at least 3rd round and have not panned out at all. And in that same vein, taking great wideouts on bad teams. Terry McLaurin. Yes, they're moving the ball more now, but he's not been his production. He's like an 8th round pick at best.
Agreed. Shane, I guess you don't really have any mistakes.
No, Damian Pierce in the 5th was pretty rough.
Yeah, I got him
Yeah,
pretty
that-
early in a few.
Big time bust.
Had I not gotten Jerome Ford off of waivers, I probably would have an awful team right now.
That is true. That is true.
Any trades you guys made that you regret or didn't make that you wish you would have?
No.
Not really.
No.
I guess we can all say, which again nobody knew, not getting Kyron Williams off waivers early.
Yeah.
He's probably a league winner.
Yeah.
That got snatched up before I kind of caught on.
I remember the first game of the season I was at your house, and I'm like, should I pick up Puka Nacua? And you're like, it's his first game. Don't change your team in the first week.
Which is a very
Good
accurate
good
accurate
advice.
Time, of
statement.
course.
Yeah.
Yeah, at that time, yes.
And I mean, it's not like he would have made my team that much better.
You also wanted to start, who was it? Like Sky Moore over Mike Evans.
I did consider that.
So
I did.
we nipped that in the bud real quick.
That could have been a mistake.
I've basically managed your fantasy football team.
No, you haven't.
Pretty much.
No, the first week I asked questions. You told me not to do stuff.
And you listened to it for the entire season.
Okay, but I've
welcome.
been managing my team.
I'm glad you're going to be locked. I'm glad you're pretty much locked in the playoffs. I'm glad I could do that for you.
You didn't do that for me. I drafted my team.
With help.
No.
Yes.
I asked you one question, and then...
You asked me for that entire car ride, should I take this guy or this guy?
No, I did not.
And there was only one time that I steered you in the wrong direction, which was actually the right direction. When I told you to take Adam Thielen over DJ Chark.
I didn't take Adam Thielen.
Or who was it? Who was the other one?
Could not have been DJ Chark.
It was over DJ
It
Chark.
was DJ Chark.
Well, then it wasn't Thielen.
Who was it?
I don't remember.
It was somebody. And that has been having a decent year.
I mean, I guess for me also, I was so stoked to get the Lawrence Ridley stack in round 5 and 6.
Everyone was.
Week 1, fantastic. Week 2 through 10, rough. And now T-Law down with an injury, of course, so even worse in retrospect.
And then now, for the debate of all debates.
This is the Vince corner, by the way.
I'm getting sick and tired of people saying Brock Purdy is getting carried by these offensive weapons he has. Kittle, yes, one of the best in the league. Christian McCaffrey, yes, one of the best in the league. Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk are barely cresting top 10 wide receivers without Brock Purdy. And I stand by that.
That's true, but also top 10's a very high bar.
That's what I was about to say. You have the best.
Okay, but
running back.
everyone's saying you have all these great weapons. What's considered great? Top 20?
In terms of wideouts, I'd say top 30.
Yeah,
How?
because
I
you
mean,
have
you
to
have
think
32 teams.
You have 32
Correct.
teams.
So
the best
if you're-
1 and 2 from 16 teams.
Every team's number 1 should be a
In the
great
top
weapon.
32.
Correct. Should
Right?
be. Should be.
So that's where the great is 32.
I think it should be.
Because you have teams.
Your number
whose-
1 wideout should be a great weapon.
But then
And
you have-
again, what's your baseline for great statistically? Because Deebo Samuel has a total of 1,000-yard season
Correct.
in his
but
entire
also,
career.
You know, you look at that system, even before Brock Purdy, it's not all being fed to one guy.
Correct. Brandon Ayuk is having his potentially first 1,000-yard receiving career.
Agreed. The talent's been there, but he had Jimmy G, not a deep ball threat.
Okay,
Ayuk's
but
very
how
good at
does that make any sense? If it's a system and the weapons are there, why can't you just plug and play any quarterback and they can perform at that level?
Yeah, no, I'm not anti-Brock Purdy by any means.
No.
Which is weird because the past 2 weeks he's been getting a lot of that kind of hate of, you plug Mac Jones in here and he could be
Yeah, but you can't because
15
Jimmy
win
G
guy.
proved that.
Correct.
And not only that, but Brock Purdy is also 48% of his yards are yak, which is significantly lower than Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes' MVP seasons,
The past 3 MVP seasons.
who were all over 50%.
Yeah.
Also, Brock Purdy leads the league in air yards per throw. How is he not throwing deep balls? I don't understand what these people are seeing.
My thing is, to me, there's no negative aspect. It's not like it's a knock on Purdy or a knock on Ayuk and Debo. They're all great, and they all fit together perfectly in that system.
It is, to say someone's a system quarterback and that's the only reason why they're good is a knock.
Yes, and I don't think that myself.
Because the thing is, by that, every quarterback's a system quarterback, if you want to go by that.
Which to a degree is true.
If you put Tua anywhere else, does he perform that well? Probably not.
No.
If you put Jalen Hurts anywhere else, does he perform that well? Probably not. If you put Justin Herbert anywhere else, does he perform as good? Probably not.
And that's what you're supposed to do as a coach, right? You maximize your team
Correct.
around your quarterback strengths.
Correct. The problem is Brock Purdy doesn't really have weaknesses. He's mobile enough to extend plays. He has beautiful accuracy.
Great decision maker.
Great decision making. And people talk about his 3-game losing streak. And he just beat the Eagles by 50. Or was that all Debo and Brandon Ayuk?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't knock anything on that team or that offensive system at all. I think they're all great and they all make each other better.
Because, here's the thing. Last year and this year, we are seeing the best version of Debo Samuel, the best version of Brandon Ayuk, the most consistent version of George Kittle, and honestly, the best version of Christian McCaffrey. Explain that to me if all these weapons were so great and it's just a great system and Jimmy G could have done it and didn't do it.
Again, they were all great before, but when you have that guy to come in under center and make it that much better, they should have peak years.
Because it takes a great quarterback to make a great system great. The system can be the best system ever. If you have a terrible quarterback, it doesn't matter.
Correct. And it's not like they weren't a great system and a great high-powered offense with Jimmy G. I mean, they were still top 2 in the league, maybe number 1 in the league. But Purdy is definitely a step, if not 2 steps above. After what we've seen of Jimmy G in Vegas this year, which has not been good.
Exactly.
I mean, what else do you need there?
Brock Purdy is the MVP.
Should be at least top 3. Yeah.
If it's not, Brock Purdy, Jalen Hurts, Tyreek Hill are my top 3.
Well, I might throw
Honorable
a fourth
mention,
name in
C.J.
there.
Stroud.
I throw a 4th name in there come film room time.
Dak Prescott.
Dakota J. Prescott.
I don't disagree.
He has a case.
You can definitely make a case for
He has
him.
a case.
But, I mean, the same thing goes for him. And everybody said, well, it's easy to throw to wide open receivers. Yeah, that's what they all do. Every single quarterback.
People are just so picky when it comes to quarterback
Honestly,
play.
probably except Jalen Hurts. Because A.J. Brown's window of a reception is so tight that he's probably the only one throwing to their main guy being covered. CeeDee Lamb's always open, for the most part. Always open. The dude is good.
What he's very good at getting separation. Yeah.
He is always open. Debo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk, open most of the time. Sometimes it's just a great throw. A great lead.
And that goes for any MVP
But like
caliber
Kirk Cousins
quarterback. Yeah.
has never had a wide open receiver. Justin Jefferson just catches the ball, no matter where the ball's thrown. It just makes no sense to use that as an argument against a player that they have a good system in place for them to succeed.
The problem is, I think you're arguing with people that don't actually watch football.
It's analysts.
I see that is out of my realm. I don't really watch ESPN or hear radio.
It's analysts.
Or listen to Cowherd or any of that. Those guys should know better.
But they don't.
But also, their job for the most part is to stir up controversy and create
Yes and no.
clicks and create attention.
Depends on how you look at the job.
Well, your job is to bring ratings.
It is, but it's also to deliver unbiased opinions on sports.
In the true journalistic way, yes. Does Stephen A. look at it that way? not usually.
So what are you? You're an entertainer.
Correct.
Stop calling yourself an analyst.
And a lot of those guys on ESPN are just that. They don't bring the hard-hitting journalism that shows like Sports and Stogies do.
Exactly. And that's why we're here.
Honeymoon, question, comments, concerns, take?
I was just kind of thinking, like, yes, Purdy's offensive weapons are elite, but at the same time,
Now.
yeah,
Yes.
now they are, yes.
Because they
But-
have an elite quarterback.
Look at every single quarterback that's won. It's not like they're throwing to bums, losing teams.
Except Tom Brady. I
I
mean-
think he's the prime example of making
making
good,
okay receivers
good
better.
players like Wes, Edelman. Those are good players. Gronk was maybe the top, at least 3 tight end of all time, but he did make a lot of decent players very good.
But losing teams, their quarterbacks never win the MVP, right? And losing teams
That's
have
accurate.
bad players. So everyone that's saying that he's throwing to elite weapons, so is everyone else that's in the conversation.
It's a team sport.
Yeah, it's not like say Kirk Cousins was still playing and he had the most passing yards and the most touchdowns, but the Vikings were 2-10 right now.
Impressively 2-10.
Yeah. No one's going to mention him in the conversation. Even though he has those stats, no one's going to mention him because he's losing. Yeah, he might have Justin Jefferson, but the rest of his receivers suck.
Addison's pretty goddamn good. T.J. Hawk, top 5 tight end.
That was a bad example. I'm just
That was
trying
a
to
bad
think.
take, yeah.
I'm trying to think of a quarterback that could put
No,
up
I
good
see
numbers.
your point though. I see where you're going with that.
It's just a stupid argument to even have. Because yes, obviously the team that's winning the most and scoring the most and been absolutely dominant all season, of course their quarterback's going to be in the MVP
If
conversation.
there's one thing we do here at Sports and Stogies, it's entertain the stupid arguments.
That's probably our favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
It is. I do it all the time, off show.
I think you have
Dude,
frankly an unhealthy habit of doing that.
the amount of like
Well, the problem is, I'll just comment on it, and then somebody will start an argument with me.
But also, you're good about not actually being upset. People who start arguments usually like just be upset,
yeah,
and then they're mad all day.
the amount of posts that I see where
Cameron
it'll say
Winkwitz has
it'll say
commented.
Cameron Winklewitz view 17 replies.
Yeah.
And you are very frustrating to argue with
100%.
because 90% of the time
He's
you're
getting
right.
the last word.
You make a great point. Well, 100% he's getting the last word.
Yeah.
But 10%, you're fighting a losing battle, but you won't give in. And that's when guys get pissed off.
Bingo.
And it's hilarious.
It's so fun.
It's so funny seeing how angry these people get. Like in
So fun, dude.
Instagram comments or on TikTok. It was something that was barely related to sports.
Dude, this
remember.
last one, the last thing I said to him was just goofy. And he said, that's exactly what I expect somebody who doesn't watch football to say. So then I hit him with 6 comments in a row and said, that's why I just said goofy, because you're simple-minded. And I haven't gotten anything back.
That's why I just don't even read Facebook comments.
I love it, dude.
Dude, I love it when he'll send me just screenshots of an argument when I'm like
Of him
on my
roasting
lunch
some
break.
dude in like
Yeah, it's some-
Ireland.
No, it's always old dudes that
It
want
is-
to argue with me,
It
dude.
is old dudes.
Like, I
that-
know I'm young, but I also know what I'm talking about.
And their profile picture is always like an
The old
awful
man
selfie.
selfie.
Yeah.
Them in
Yeah.
the car, neck down,
Yep.
yeah.
multicolored sunglasses on, no smile.
If anything, that's my
None.
target.
It
oh
honestly
yeah, that's
is.
the
I feel like
easiest one.
I feel like you scope out the comments before you leave one, and you're like, oh, I can get someone here.
I actually don't
They're
do that.
done.
I
They're
just
done
comment
for.
on it, and I'm like, I know one of those guys is going to reply.
The Vink on social media is no joke.
No.
It's hilarious.
You better hope you don't encounter the Vink.
I love it, dude.
People just need to learn to stop replying to you.
You would think.
Like,
Sometimes it's the same accounts that I argue on.
oh, I've
And
heard.
I'm like, I know you've seen this, how this goes before. Like, one guy was arguing with me that last year Dow should have started JaVale McGee because he was a 2-time NBA champion.
Was it JaVale McGee's dad?
It may have been.
Was it actually JaVale McGee?
could have been.
Could have been a burner, dude.
Eric Lewis-esque.
But lo and behold, JaVale McGee stopped talking after about 10 minutes of pure statistics of why JaVale McGee's terrible.
I don't even think it really takes statistics to say JaVale McGee is a bad basketball player in the NBA.
Also, Shane, I gotta address this. We've talked about vaping into the mic before.
I know. I was mid hit. I was mid hit, and I needed to say what I wanted to say.
You
But,
finish your hit then. Sometimes me and Cam are mid puff. You got to finish your puff and then come back in.
Yeah, but I really wanted to say
Etiquette,
that.
dude. Etiquette. It would have still made sense if you would have waited.
Yeah, but I didn't want to wait.
You're eager. I get it. You're in the Vince
Yeah.
corner. You get fired up.
Let's go to the IR now that we've gotten that out of the way.
Your system purged. You good to go?
Yeah.
Calm
Okay,
down
I
now.
think so.
All right.
For now.
As soon as you get home, you're back on social media comments.
I got to do something while the YouTube video's
yeah,
uploaded.
and
It's
Full
on the
force.
way home.
No, I don't text and drive, dude.
Come on, dude. That's poor decision making.
Yeah, how stupid of me.
I just pop the podcast in my ear, whichever one I feel like listening to.
In your ear.
I haven't fixed my radio yet.
Oh, still down?
Yeah.
Ugh.
I don't have a paneling tool. I don't feel like taking it in,
I might know a guy.
that kind of thing. Which I probably could just borrow a paneling tool. My neighbor has all kinds of tools. So, yeah. Definitely on my to-do list.
Well, on to the IR. A couple of significant injuries, unfortunately. First things first, Trevor Lawrence ankle. Apparently not as bad as it looked Monday
I
night.
think they said a high ankle sprain.
Yeah, definitely going to miss at least 1 week, probably 2.
Ankle sprains can be, depending on how bad it is, could be like 4 to 6.
Yeah, it could linger. He could be done for the year. Who knows? Which is very unfortunate for them because they could have been the number 1 seed with a win over Bengals Monday night. But now, all of a sudden, a division race is getting interesting between them, Houston, and Indy. I mean, Jags' roster is so good, but can C.J. Beathard win you games?
Is that how you say it? It's Bethard?
I thought it was Bethard.
You could say beat hard.
I thought it was Beathard.
Beathard.
Bethard.
Beat hard is funnier.
It is. Because it's something Shane does a lot.
So I've heard. Now, out for the year, though, our boy.
No, I got the joke. It didn't go over my head.
What are you talking about, dude? Nobody said anything.
Our boy Tank Dell.
Hate to see it. Fractured leg.
Both for fantasy, for the fun of that Texans team, for the fun of Tank Dell. How could you not like that guy? And that team and that offense.
And that's a tough injury to be who you were after you recover. Like, that's tough.
Yeah, you hope for the full comeback come next year. But after the great rookie campaign, somehow still the second best rookie on his team. Yeah, just rough timing, especially making a playoff push.
Yeah. Which Nico Collins has stepped up and been very good. Continues to be very good.
Noah Brown back healthy now.
Noah Brown, Bobby Trees getting in some action now.
So losing that true speed threat, deep ball guy, very tough. Sad to see.
No better veteran wideout to learn under than Bobby Trees.
Oh, consummate
And
pro.
they've made that
Obviously very clear.
very clear.
Christian Kirk, core injury, out for maybe the year, maybe 4 weeks, who knows. Either way, Jags losing 2 of their best offensive players. Now it's up to Ridley. And I guess Evan Ingram, too.
We'll see.
Kenny Pickett. Done. Mitchy Biscuits, your time to shine. Thursday night, you, Bailey Zappi, head-to-head. Lowest over-under in 30 years.
At 30.
At 30 points, I'm going to pound the under. If it was 10 points, I still might pound the under.
You want to try and justify. Mitchy Biscuits could shock the world. We know he's capable. We know he's capable of throwing touchdowns.
Against
He
anybody
took a
else,
terrible Bears team to the playoffs.
he did, but New England's given up 10 points or less in 3 straight. All those points were based on interceptions that the team got in great territory.
Which is probably going to happen.
Should happen again.
Bailey Zappi is
Gunslinger.
not good.
Is that a hill you want to die on?
Yes.
Okay, I'm right there with you then.
Bailey Zappi is not good at football. I could go play and have a similar stat line to what Bailey Zappi will finish the game with.
You know, it's not even that far out there,
It's not.
honestly.
He's terrible at I don't even understand how he got drafted. It's one of those guys that just makes no sense. Like Tim Boyle.
Same thing.
The guy finished his college career with more interceptions than touchdowns and was still managed to make an NFL. I could do that.
I think I could probably make that happen. Yeah.
I could probably make the ratio a little closer.
Yeah, because he wasn't close. He was like 16 to like 30.
Yeah.
But even with Kenny Pickett, yes, they were still in the wild card hunt. He's still even not good.
Correct.
The offense isn't good.
Correct. However, Najee Harris may not be playing,
Is that a positive?
which is great news. We love to hear that.
Ramondre not playing, so Zeke's show. Here you go.
Okay. Which means the Steelers should put up 30 by themselves.
Just on defensive points.
And Jalen Warren running the ball for 300 yards.
We'll see come Thursday night. That's one game, I'll say it here on air, I will not be watching.
I might dabble.
Not a single minute. I won't do it.
You say that now.
I mean it. Thankfully, I'll be not home anyway, but will not be watching.
What are you going to be out doing?
I'll be at my buddy's birthday dinner and then some cigars.
Where's
afterwards.
that at?
Japanese steakhouse. Which typically don't have
I was going to
TVs.
say the sports won't be on. Yeah, that's good. Does the cigar lounge have TVs?
Well, that's his garage.
Absolutely.
So
Oh, the game's going to be on. But
not in the garage.
No?
If he was a fan of one of the teams, sure.
Fair enough.
But no.
He's going to Saki?
No, I forget what it's called. I've not been there, though.
Yamato?
No, we went there last year, actually.
Huh. I haven't had a Japanese steakhouse in a long time.
Probably since last year for me. Yeah.
Man. I'm due. Or a
Yeah,
nice,
maybe an end of the year
or some
S&S.
sushi. I haven't had sushi in forever.
What
I'm
was
not a
that
big
one
sushi
sushi
guy.
we went to with?
Sema, dude.
Sema.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that place
banger,
was good.
dude. They fry it, so you'd probably like it.
I'd give that a shot at least. Yeah, I've had some
good.
cooked that I can eat. I'm cool with.
Good.
What I'm not cool with is Christian Watson hammy yet again
Yeah.
on a kneel down play, trying to stay in bounds. Little tweak.
Good effort, but he should be good.
Maybe misses a game, but he's starting for me at least.
For now.
Fingers crossed. And last but not least, we already mentioned Ramondre, his ankle, probably out for 2 to 4. It doesn't matter. It's the Patriots. They suck.
Yeah.
He's not a difference maker.
Let's go to
So,
the film room.
Finally, a good Thursday night game.
Followed up by a terrible one.
Well, you can't have too much of a good thing. But Thursday night, man, entertaining as hell. Seattle lit us up.
Shockingly.
Deron Bland got torched by DK
Well,
multiple times.
very similar to Trayvon Diggs.
He did his best Diggs impression. Yeah. Got the pick at the end, redeemed himself some, but
Yeah. But maybe just like Trayvon Diggs did, we can dial back the jumping routes and just maybe stick to coverage a little bit.
now to be fair, the first one was not his fault. Safety way out of position. Great throw.
That's what everybody said about Trayvon Diggs, too.
He went all out too much. And I said that when it happened. The second and third one, Bland should have been in better position. But the first one is a fluke. What are you going to do, right? But we showed adversity, fought through it, got the win at the end. Dak played great. Offense played great.
One of the few games where Dak kind of just took charge and you guys didn't
Yeah.
have the lead the entire game.
Yeah,
it
love
was
to see
kind of wishy-washy back and forth. Dak stood his ground, made great decisions throughout the entire game. Showed like, hey guys, come playoff time, I got this now.
A couple outside Tony Pollard runs. Who
I
would have
was
thought?
mind blown.
I don't know who called that play, but it could have
Wasn't
been
Mike
McCarthy.
McCarthy.
Not a chance.
He was on lunch.
Speaking of McCarthy, appendicitis surgery today.
Oh wow.
Might not coach Sunday.
Who's the?
It got to be Dan Quinn.
It's got to be right.
Head coaching experience
Fill-in head
before.
coach?
So yeah, surely. He's got 5 days here to recover, but not the game you want to have a major surgery before.
Definitely not.
We'll touch more on here in the game of the week, of course. But the fourth, really the whole game, complete ref ball. By far the most penalty yards all year, I think 270 in total. On both sides, ticky-tack calls. Very odd. And then not a single punt all game.
Love to see
Only
that.
the fourth time since 1960.
Love to see that.
Scoring and a few turnovers on downs. Either way, probably second most entertaining game of the year behind Eagles-Bills. How about those Detroit Lions?
Defense is questionable, to say the least.
28 points to the Saints.
Minus Derek Carr.
But they're 9-3. Best record since 1962. Offense still rolling.
very reminiscent of the Vikings last year.
That's actually a great comparison. Yeah. Can score at will, but fourth quarter, need to stop.
It's probably not.
I don't know.
Just let them score quick and get the ball back.
That's why, most importantly, Jared Goff cannot turn the ball over.
Correct.
Had this 2-game stretch where he threw 6 picks and a fumble. Been good since then, but come playoff time, got to maintain possession. Yeah, the Colts over the Titans in OT. Game was probably closer than it should have been.
Messy game.
Yeah.
From both sides.
Shane has a new job in line, actually, as a Titans special teams coordinator.
Yeah, I guarantee you he was going to say Colts.
That's why I beat him to it.
I wasn't going to say Colts. But there is an opening. We've already talked about how we could do this. Let's throw
Three-headed
it out.
No, there's no we. You could do this by yourself.
The Titans one, you could take it by yourself.
Okay.
Me and Austin can still duo the Panthers, I think, but
Okay.
Titans is all you.
I've got it,
So
dude.
have fun in Tennessee, my man.
I will.
Nashville.
So why is that spot open?
Because they allowed 2 punts to be blocked in one game.
Which punt blocks in general just don't happen.
But these were extraordinary.
I mean, that's not that word. It feels light.
Like, they were pretty much tackling the punter.
Yeah, immediately.
It wasn't like this guy made a great dive and got his fingertip on it.
No, it was like, hey, bud, you got the ball. That's mine.
Just give it to me. Just hand it over.
You almost want to think maybe the punter pissed someone off pregame.
It almost seemed intentional. Yeah.
Who's that? Stonehouse? Is that the
Yeah,
Titans?
it's in Tennessee.
I think so.
I think so. He's a great punter, too.
He is. Phenomenal
But
punter.
apparently nobody blocked.
Yeah.
The Colts had 15 guys on the field.
Could have also happened. I haven't watched the replay.
2 of the funniest plays, though, of the season for sure. Maybe going back to the old Sanchez butt fumble,
Oh,
which will always reign supreme.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Levis throwing that pick and then instantly sprinting to tackle the guy, and then the guy fumbling it, and then
The whole game was just really weird.
it was a goofy game.
I want to say he recovered his
That's-
own pass, right?
What happened? Was the butt punt? Was that this year or last year for the Dolphins?
That was this year, right?
Was
Right?
it? I don't remember.
I feel like it had to be this year. Had to be.
Because that's up there
We definitely covered it on show.
in some capacity. Yes.
It had to be like week 1, week 2. Maybe it was last year.
Was it last year? Was that one of the first episodes of Sports and Stogies
Shane,
we
pull
had
that
that
up, pull it
gem?
up real quick, if you can.
Dolphins butt punt.
The more I think it was last year. But that's number 2 behind Sanchez.
Yeah.
All time, gotta be. But yeah, Colts win again.
It was September 25th, 2022.
Oh, so like week 1 or 2 last year.
Yeah. One of the first episodes we did.
Going way back. Probably episode 3 or 4, if that. Maybe 2.
Wow.
What a
What a
gift to
gem.
have on your second
Yeah.
episode. Well done. And then same division, Texans close out Denver, fourth quarter, force some interceptions, get a tough win defensively, which is good to see there. Again, thought they were 1 year out, but man, the future's so bright. And this year could be so bright.
Now, a rookie has never made it to the Super Bowl.
That is correct.
We've had 2 rookies. I think 2 rookies make it to the championship games. I think Big Ben. No, it was Big Ben, Joe Flacco, and now Brock Purdy.
I
But the
thought
Texans are scary, man.
I thought Herbie made it there.
Who?
Justin Herbert?
No.
Has he even made the playoffs?
Yes, but they lose
Yeah.
first round. They're the Cowboys of the AFC.
No, last AFC was definitely Phil. Never mind.
Phil.
Phillip Rivers.
Oh,
That was
I
the
didn't even know
last
he
AFC
made it to
champion.
the AFC Championship.
They did.
They go to 1 title game.
It's a deep pool, Shane.
Yeah, nice knowledge there.
Showing your true fandom.
That makes up for the Herbert comment.
Showing your true fandom.
That's where it belongs.
Which I think you should just be a Chargers fan.
Embrace it, man. Go back to it.
I can't.
Yes, you can.
I can't.
It's never too late.
It's too late.
It's so much worse being a Browns fan.
It's not, though.
It is.
The Browns would have put up more than 6
And we
against the
went to
Patriots.
a Browns Chargers game, so you can say that you were there for the
No,
Chargers.
we went to the Browns Texans.
You were also at the Browns Chargers.
No, I wasn't. I couldn't go. I had school.
I don't
Yeah, that
think
was
so.
me, him. That was me, you, Sherman, Kelsey.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Well, you can say you're a Texans fan.
Hey, if you had to jump ship, it's a pretty
Not
good
a
place
sh-
to go to.
Not a bad
You
ship
are
to hop
so
onto.
early into the game. You can jump ship so easily.
I
I'm
wouldn't
telling
judge you.
I am telling you from a probably half my lifelong Browns fan.
I'm not jumping ship, dude.
Jump ship.
No.
I'm giving you the greatest advice I could give you as a friend. It's not worth it.
I won't do it.
I respect the putting your foot down and suffering through the hard times.
But that's all they are. There's no good times.
Well, Shane's a masochist.
I've had one good time as a Cleveland Brown fan in my entire life.
That was when you were there when they broke the streak, right?
That was, I mean, as far as single game, that's different. But as far as a full season, we went to the playoffs and won one playoff game. And I couldn't have been happier.
Do you want that for your
Do you
life,
know
Shane?
how long that drought was? Just to even make a playoff appearance.
What, 20 years?
I think it was like 30.
That's fine.
So now we're due for another 30-year
Yeah,
drought.
could be 30 more.
It won't be 30 more.
Spoken like a true fan.
No, that's the opposite of a true Browns fan.
It won't be 30 more, dude. We're probably going to make it at least the wild card this year.
Oh, and get smacked.
Yeah, but
We may not win another game, dude.
Oh,
Joe didn't look
put
bad
some
in the first
respect on
half.
Joe Flacco's name.
How many points did we score that game, Shane?
What, 13?
18. Right? 18,
I think it
19.
was
Like
18.
36,
18.
19.
Yeah, it was 19.
Hmm.
Shane.
He didn't play bad the first half.
19 points, Shane.
It's a good segue to Browns-Rams, which I know Cam has some comments on. Shane, as a true fan, what were your thoughts on that game?
I didn't get to watch all of it, but
True fans watch the entire game, dude.
I had to work.
True fans don't give a shit about work.
But he looked good in the first half, and then the second half we just did not score at all, and then somehow let the Rams run up like 20. No, it was tied up until the fourth, and then the Rams ran up like 20 points.
And Cam knows how those points were scored.
I know exactly how we lost that game. I know every aspect of what needed to be done that wasn't done. One, you don't make Joe Flacco throw the ball 40-plus times. That is completely ignorant to do. Don't care who you are. The guy is 40 years old, and his arm was giving out as the game was going on because he was throwing the ball so much. They made that he couldn't help it. Two, that was the worst performance by Jim Schwartz I've ever seen in my entire life. By far. They said, oh, Denzel Ward's not in, so we're going to only move the ball to the right side of the field because that's the side that Denzel Ward plays. Great offensive call by them. Sure. Make some adjustments, whatever. Maybe tighten up the right side of the field a little bit. That didn't happen. They ran a motion play that led a receiver into a flat for I would say if they ran 40 plays, I'd say 20 of them was that, and they threw it to the flat every single time for 10 yards. Every single time. Some of them were touchdowns. It was wide open every single time.
Gotta make an adjustment, Jim.
My issue with Jim Schwartz, yes, I love the aggressiveness, but we have linebackers that are really good in coverage. You do not need to rush 7 every single time.
Supplemented with, you have a front four that can get pressure with just those 4.
Correct. We do not need to blitz every single play. We cannot run zone. We've tried that for the last 10 years. That doesn't work. We need to run man, and in order to run man, you need your linebackers in coverage, and you need safety help on the right side of the field. When we ran man, I don't even know who, number 25. I don't know who he is. I don't know his name.
We should even give him respect to say his name
I
on
don't
the
know
show.
his name, but he was getting burnt by any receiver that was lined up in front of him with no safety help at all. Because why? Safeties had to be over the middle because Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah and Anthony Walker were blitzing every single play.
I wouldn't be able to pronounce this guy's name even if we had known it.
Give it a shot.
Calef Halassie? Halassie? H-I-A-I-L.
You don't have to spell it. We got the gist.
Yeah.
We got breaking news in the baseball world.
Juan Soto?
to the Yankees.
Yeah, locked in, confirmed.
Yeah, he was officially traded.
And apparently Shohei is going to make a decision by the end of this week. Most likely to L.A. But even going back to the Browns, even pregame, knowing that Ward's not going to play, wouldn't you already be compensating for that side of the ball?
You would think.
And then during the game, making any kind of adjustment after the first, 5, 10 plays even?
You would think.
Wait a
No
minute.
adjustments were made.
Wait a minute. I might have just cracked the code on this.
And also, going back to last week, I think I mentioned this. We ran the ball 12 times against the Broncos. Do you know what the Broncos rank in rush defense?
28th?
It was 31st. Us only running the ball 12 times bumped them up 4 spots.
That's pretty significant.
Stefanski, that seat's got to be hot. Dude.
Falling back into his old tricks.
That seat has to be hot.
Now, do they show
This
Jim
dude
Schwartz on
is
the broadcast?
acting like he is still the Vikings head coach or offensive coordinator, whatever he was. He is acting like he still has Justin Jefferson and Kirk Cousins, or Stephon Diggs and Adam Thielen and Kirk Cousins. What is happening? We were still a top 5 run offense without Nick Chubb. What are you doing? It makes no sense.
And especially having Flacco, you have to establish the run early.
Yes.
Not even all game.
Because
You
here's
gotta
my
stick
thing.
with it at least.
Yes, you have your gripes with Mike McCarthy because he only runs the ball up the middle.
At least he runs the ball.
Imagine not running the ball at all. Imagine
Now, with Dallas, that could work.
Imagine you have a rookie quarterback, P.J. Walker, and Joe Flacco. That's your quarterback room. And you're game planning for the week. And you're just like, yeah, Amari Cooper's a little banged up. Our second best wide receiver is Elijah Moore or David Bell or Cedric Tillman or Anthony Schwartz, or second place is up for grabs. Literally could be anyone else on the team because they're all not great.
Should be Tillman, though, right?
DTR loved him.
I thought Flacco would, too.
So did I. But Flacco has the connection from New York with Elijah Moore,
Yeah.
which was great when it worked. I think he went 8 for 12, which is solid. But you see this, you see your plan, you're like, okay, we top 5 rush offense, that doesn't matter, we'll scratch that out. Just put a big old X through that. So, all right, boys, in practice this week, we're going to throw the ball only and see what happens.
Elijah Moore, 12 targets, 4 catches.
4 catches.
83
that's what
yards.
it was. He had 8 missed catches.
But Joe Flacco did love Harrison Bryant.
Correct.
5 for 5, 50 and a score.
Yeah. It's unreal. How do you scheme that? How many rushes did we have as a team?
Not enough, I'll tell you that.
Total rushing
Hunt,
attempts.
Hunt had 12, Ford had 9.
Yeah.
Strong had 2, so 23 total. I get being down, you got to throw the ball more, but with that team...
We weren't down until the fourth quarter.
That's a fair point, yeah. Even with a guy who's a gunslinger, 10 years ago, with that QB room, anything over 25 attempts is a
Egregious.
loss. Yeah. And this Sunday, you guys have Jacksonville in Cleveland. Winnable game.
Set the over-under for pass attempts at 62.
I'll take the under on that.
I'm going to pound the over.
But Jacksonville just got lit up by Chase Brown and Joe Mixon.
Jake Browning.
Well, I'm not even counting quarterback play. Just
Oh, okay.
you can stop the run. The offense shouldn't move the ball that much. Nothing against C.J. Beathard, but he's not T-Law. Even with T-Law, that defense would probably lock him up pretty well.
And our defense plays much better at home than they do away, which makes no sense to me, really.
Now the one thing, Beathard, not a deep ball guy, nice over-the-middle slant kind of guy.
We're done.
That should hopefully,
We're done.
in a combination of watching your film and the Jags
We're
film,
done.
Schwartz should get his head back on
The
straight.
one issue we've had, he runs zone too much because he likes to blitz.
Is there any possibility that Joe Woods took over for Jim Schwartz unknowingly?
No.
For sure.
We blitz so much we have to run zone. And if you run man and you man blitz, you have no safety help.
Is Ward going to play Sunday?
I don't know.
If he does, you can definitely play man against no Christian Kirk, no T-Law.
You should be able to play man without Christian Kirk and T-Law.
That's also a fair point. Because you can cover Ridley easy. Just guard the sideline 30 yards downfield.
Correct.
Watch Evan Ingram. I'm not worried about Zay Jones. ETN out of the backfield, maybe. Should be a win. And if that does happen, all of a sudden, once again, who pulls out the AFC South?
Who knows? I think it's the Texans.
I hope it is.
They're the most consistent.
Definitely better than Indy. Right now, current situation, better than Jacksonville overall. Defense is pretty much even. Texans sneaky good defense and can score with anybody, as you've seen so far. Things are getting very interesting come AFC playoff time. Even just the seeding could be all over the place. Let's go to, I guess, what should be the game of the week, but was not.
Niners, Eagles.
Wow. Talk about a revenge tour.
Domination.
Never close.
From the start, from the walkout.
Never close.
Like, pre-game, there's Deebo Samuel and his black forces warming up, and he backed it up. And he told him last year in the NFC Championship, he said, if we had our starting quarterback, this won't even be close.
And at the time, they got a lot of hate for that.
Well,
but we all knew it was true, though, right?
yeah, we did.
Philly still might have won, but it would not have been a blowout.
No.
And
And guess what? It was not even close.
in any capacity.
There wasn't even a time where I was like, oh, this is going to be close. It was just pure Niners domination.
On both sides. And then Nick
100%.
Bosa, they played it so smart. They just contained Hurts, didn't rush too heavily, didn't blitz that much. And look what happened.
Love it.
And that's the best matchup for Philly because they play physical in the secondary, which is how you have to play A.J. Brown. You're not really worried about Devontae being so small. Just keep the safety over the top, and you're going to keep him contained. And then offensively, how do you stop him? How do you stop San Fran?
I don't know.
Barring taking out Bounty Gate style, their best players.
Does Shanahan lose his Oko and Deco again?
Dude's a head coach making machine. I'm already hearing talks of both, actually, for head coaching jobs.
Yeah.
Especially after what D'Amico's done so far in Houston.
Yeah.
That's just another tick on your resume.
Yep. I'd love one of them to come down to Cleveland.
Ayo.
Or come up to Cleveland, I guess.
Either way, come over. And then, of course, Sunday night, actually, Green Bay, KC. Entertaining game. Still not
think-
shocked by what KC did. Was that your game of the week? I believe you did pick that.
It was.
But the main story there is the final possession for KC and the refs called literally every wrong call on the final 5 plays.
Isn't it funny, though? The irony of that, where everyone was complaining before that, oh, well, the Chiefs only win because of the refs. Now, oh, well, the refs are against the Chiefs. And it's like,
Well, as
come
soon
on.
as Mahomes got that late hit call, which was absurd.
Wasn't
I
even
thought-
out of bounds.
Here we go again. The refs giving the game to KC.
Was not even out of bounds.
And then that DPI no call, which was clear DPI on MVS. And I thought, okay, maybe they just suck in general, and they're actually not favoring KC tonight at least. And now KC goes back home and hosts the Bills in a huge game for both teams.
Yeah.
Then Monday night, Jake Browning, T-Law, and CJ Beathard. What are the Bengals doing?
Should be losing every game.
Right? Am I crazy in thinking that, Shane? See, that's proper etiquette right there. You finish your puff, then you talk.
I did. You would think so. Because this season's a wash. You know you're not going to make a deep playoff push.
Are you going to win the Super Bowl with Jake Brown?
Absolutely not. And if you are, then why even have Joe Burrow on the roster in
Bingo.
general?
Now, to be fair, Browning played very well. Because turns out, just throw the ball to Chase.
Yeah.
He's going to make plays. He had 15 targets.
But you would think that in the position that you're in a stacked division. Every single team in your division is going to make a playoff push. No one is in as bad of a position as you are, other than maybe the Browns.
Pittsburgh now,
Yeah.
even with Pickett.
Are you? No, but they were still winning games with Pickett.
They're not going to get a high draft pick.
No.
That was
But-
his point.
Being the Bengals, now you could improve your team.
You could get Marvin Harrison Jr.
If you
There's
really
an
wanted
outside
to.
chance. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I highly doubt the Patriots take him with their number 1 pick.
There's
That'd
no
be
way.
a very non-Bill thing to do.
Like, they will probably draft a quarterback.
And also, I hope it doesn't happen because I don't want to waste Harrison with Bailey Zappi and Mac Jones out there.
They have to draft a quarterback.
You would think.
And I
But-
think they take Drake May over Caleb Williams.
At this point, since he has, let me pull it up. How many wins do either of you know?
6.
They have 6 wins.
Yeah, they're 6-6 right now.
You could finish the season 6-11, probably have a top 10 pick. Why would you not do that? Are you trying to prove a point that you can still win without Burrow? Like, it makes no sense.
Or you go 8-9, miss the playoffs, have
Yeah.
a 18th pick.
Yeah, and you don't really get that much better with an 18th pick.
You got to draft. I mean, you have a lot of spots to fill this offseason if you can't re-sign everybody.
You're losing a lot, guaranteed. You're
Well,
going to lose at least 3 main pieces.
You would think
Boyd
that.
and Higgins are both up for contract. Yeah, you probably tag Higgins. Boyd walks, unless you get a hell of a deal. You got a lot of key defensive pieces you need to re-sign. Reader, priority, number 1. Got a Wouzier coming up. What are you going to do?
You already
just-
lost Jesse Bates.
You keep plug and playing?
You would think the priority right now, knowing you're losing Higgins or Boyd, is going to be manage a good wide receiver core for Burrow when he comes back. Meaning, tank for Harrison.
Pretty much. I
Yeah.
agree. Yeah, that's probably the smartest thing you ever said, Shane.
Yes and no. Obviously, you'd love to have Marvin. But even keeping Chase and one of those 2 guys is still a good receiving core.
It is,
Where you
but
don't have to take a wide out
Well,
first round.
yes.
If he's
but
there, absolutely
You also
take him.
have
Why not?
Chase, who is prone to missing games. You have Higgins, who's prone to missing games.
And dropping balls now.
Boyd, your only guy who's not missing games, who's going to be walking most likely. So you need a really good wide receiver 3 because your wide receiver 1 and 2 are prone to missing games.
And honestly, I don't know. Do you think Harrison's the 3 when he pulls up? He could be 2.
I don't want to say he could be 1, but he could be 1B.
He could be.
Yeah,
That puts you in the best position.
agreed.
There's no player at 18 that you're like, yeah, that's the pick that we needed.
And again, having Jake Browning and you guys make a playoff push, whatever, that just shows you that you didn't need to spend $300 million on Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
So that just shows your mistake.
You think at this point in the season, you're like, okay, let's just keep Jamar healthy. Let's keep T. Higgins healthy and just tank.
That's what I think.
Let Tyler Boyd
Strategically tank.
let Boyd be your number 1.
Well, you don't bench them because that's clear tanking, and then you lose your draft pick.
Yeah, but maybe one of them has turf toe. Jamar has turf toe.
The old
He can't
Michael
play.
Thomas route.
Yes.
The old AJ Green route.
Yeah, weird situation. Even worse than going to the first round in the playoffs and losing anyway.
Yeah.
Getting a terrible draft pick.
And look, it's not that you can't pick up great guys at 18. It's been a great. There's no way next year is as good as a wideout draft as this year has been. Minus Quentin Johnston, who again is the worst pick of all
Who's
time.
being outperformed by every wide receiver picked after him by almost quadruple the statistics.
I
8
saw
guys
a very funny.
after him.
Are all have at least 400 yards, and I think he has like 100.
200. Yeah.
So there was the clip where he's like, my mom's going to retire. And then it clipped his mom's face onto Squidward at the Krusty Krab.
That's pretty good.
I don't want to talk about Quentin Johnston anymore.
He
Let's
fell
go
for it.
to our new Game of the Week picks.
Doubling down, I'm going Chiefs Bills.
Should be.
Back-to-back Chiefs weeks.
The highlight of that game will be how excited Tony Romo gets. You got Mr. November, Josh Allen, against Jesus Christ the Messiah, Patty Mahomes.
Correct.
Tony might not survive the game.
He may not. There's definitely have what are those AES? I think maybe
AED.
AEDs.
Defibrillator. Yeah.
Have an AED on hand.
Yeah.
He's gonna need it
A couple times.
twice in the first half, twice in the second half.
Minimum. Depending how that fourth quarter goes.
Fourth quarter might be like 6 times in itself.
Even that might not be enough. At a certain point, you can't bring it back anymore.
He'll keep coming back.
Well,
He'll just go Facebook Live.
in the booth.
They won't let me. They won't let me announce, but I'm not going to stop. Never going to stop. Can't quit.
Yeah, well, I don't know, Jim. My heart's still pumping, so I'm going to keep calling the game. Now, me and Shane doubling down on Eagles-Cowboys, of course, obvious pick.
First game was a phenomenal game.
Should have won that game. Now we're at home after a tough win.
Who was it? Tyler Steele?
Terrence Steele.
Terrence Steele.
Yeah.
Ended up signing with the Eagles for that fourth quarter.
Clearly, there's some saboteur going on right there. But if we win, now we're tied with Philly in the division. Again, longer week, more time to recover. They just had a crazy game against San Fran. Back at home. Again, on paper, should win. I'm going to go 31-24 Dallas. Problem is, after that, though, Eagles' cake schedule, we have Murderers Row. We can still have Philly and Buffalo. They have the Giants twice. Washington again. So, need this game and then need to win at least 2 of our final 4.
I'm saying 35-38, your boys.
I mean, I can't do another cardiac game, man.
It will be.
At work yet again, Sunday night.
I'm going to say late fourth quarter turnover for Philly was they're trying to make their game-winning drive, and you guys get a field goal out of it.
Deron Bland interception.
No. Not a chance.
Jaron Curse interception.
I'm going to say Malik Hooker.
Ooh, we'll take it.
I'm going to go 34-28 Dallas.
They missed the extra point.
No, 2 field goals.
Field goals. From the great Brandon Aubrey. Power rankings, really no change besides the 1 and 2 flip.
And then the 5
5's new.
was the Jags.
Was it? Yeah, they definitely drop out. Fins at 5. Our boys at 4. Ravens 3. Eagles only down to 2. And, of course, Niners at 1. As expected. I want to go through, I guess, our SNS League roundup here coming into the final week.
And then after this, let's go to break because we're at another hour.
Perfect. As of now, Shane is in the playoffs. Barring a loss and 2 wins from your division opponents, you'll definitely be in. I'm definitely out. Cam's still alive.
Still alive, still kicking.
Need some help here. Overall, we've already got clinch spots from Larry Vaughn at 10-3, Matt Gordon 9-4, and then I'm at 6-7. Outside looking in.
I'm 7-6. Should be 8-6 after this week and lock in my spot.
And Shane should be 9-5 with a division win. It's only 1 wild card altogether, right?
I think so.
Is that how you set it up?
Let me look at the playoff bracket real quick.
So
it goes. Well, it's set. So round 1 we'll have. Right now you're in.
So do 6 get in?
So right now the only the 1 seed gets a bye.
Okay, so just the 1 overall.
Yeah.
So what, 5 teams get in?
So it's 2 teams get a bye. Sorry.
Okay, so it is a wild card from each division then. Or no, it's top 2 wild cards.
So 12 teams. Wait.
6 get in.
yeah, 6 get in, 2
If
have
1 and 2 get a
byes,
bye, then yeah.
and then 4 teams play.
3 and 6 play and 4 and 5 play.
You guys can look at the playoff bracket.
My
Actually-
phone's dead.
Nice job, dumbass. Playoff bracket. Okay.
Oh, never mind. There's a losers bracket. My bad.
No, it says projected winners bracket. 1 bye, and then 5
I was
and
looking
4,
at the losers bracket
and 3.
included.
and then 2 and bye. So yeah, top 6 teams get in.
Yeah.
So I'm still alive.
Correct.
Need a big win and some point differential.
Right now I'm at the 5. A win pretty much locks me in. Honestly, if the 4, 5, and 6 all win,
They're in.
it's winning in. But if one of them lose, I don't know if any of them matched up together.
Well, points too. There's 5 teams right now at 7 and 6, vying for 4 spots.
Correct.
Again, I'm probably out. I need a win and some help.
Well, Shane plays Sticks and Spirits.
Ooh,
So if Shane wins,
could be an eliminator.
that should knock him out. I don't know if that Matt Gordon plays
He's
one
already
of the
clinched though.
7 and
He's
6
got
teams
7 and 6.
though.
Need a win there from Matt. Come on now, Matty.
Yeah,
Help a brother out here.
yeah. Things are
Problem
good.
is, I'm playing the 1 seed, Larry Vaughn,
yeah,
in a must-win situation.
which I think
He's got Hurts, Kamara, Chase,
Yeah,
Evan
he's
Ingram.
full power.
I'm starting Tajay Spears.
He does start Noah Brown and Chris Godwin, though.
Which could pay off. No Brown, no Tank Dell.
Could pay off,
Tough
but
defense.
it could also. He's got Chargers D.
I'm putting my entire faith, yet again, in the Herbie Eckler combo against Denver. Come on, boys.
This is a very,
If there was ever a time in which I needed you,
intense deciding week here.
it is now.
Because I have to start Christian Watson for the time being. And if he doesn't play, then I've got to
Oh, boy. Who
choose
goes
from Jackson Smith and Jigba or Sky Moore.
Okay, could be worse.
That's pretty tough. I actually might waiver Zay Jones.
I don't hate that. Well, Shane, how does it feel? First year in the group league to make the playoffs. After all the shit talk you endured from
Yeah.
me and Cam.
It wasn't shit talk. It was, if you're last, you have to quit the show.
Well, there's no quit. It's the firing.
Definitely not
yeah.
off the show.
It would appear you're locked in.
You are
I am
not
locked
last.
in.
Now, the problem is, if you make the playoff, you have to win the whole thing.
I do. But
Or
here's
you're off
thing.
the show.
Correct.
Here's the thing.
There's no
We're
thing.
we're doing a prize for the winner, right? But none of us can win.
No, of course not.
So then,
Well, we already said the highest ranked fan.
Yeah.
okay. So
If
whoever I
it's
beat,
you versus some fan in the playoffs, and they get the prize, of course. You get
Okay.
pride and bragging rights, but
It's going to be tough to get a prize to Larry.
he's down in Georgia, right?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Well, road trip.
Yeah, we'll figure something out. Merch, that kind of thing. Maybe a stick.
Yeah, he dabbles in smoking, right?
Yeah.
Get him
Well-
something nice,
My wedding was the first cigar he's ever smoked.
but he enjoyed it.
He did.
I mean, by the way, wedding picks came out fantastic.
Love it.
Most of them involving cigars,
Yeah, that was a huge hit.
which all look incredible. Great call on that with the cigars and the whiskey as well.
Yeah.
Great time. Which, we'll go over that again come the 26th show. Sleeper time.
Maybe.
Got to. I mean, I hope it'd be one of your highlights. Definitely one of mine.
Sleeper of the week. Drafted pre-show.
Before that, last week's winner, the one and only producer, Honeymoon Shane Brook, got the dub. Taking it to 5 wins for me on the year, 4 for Cam, and now 3 for Shane.
You see him trying to fight back the excitement.
He shouldn't. Embrace it, dude.
no, I was actually going to say something you guys are going to be pretty pissed about.
Go ahead.
I wrote down my sleepers on my phone, but my phone is dead.
I wrote down your.
All right,
Yeah, I got him here anyway, so.
cool.
We're
How do
good.
you think he keeps score? Do you think he just guesses who you?
No, I wasn't able to read off my own theme.
You can.
We'll take care of you, pal.
We have physical notebooks that we can just hand you.
Right.
So I picked first because I came in last by a 14-point deficit. Quarterback, Josh Dobbs. First guy taken.
6 interceptions.
Want to go whole team or draft order?
Whole team.
Running backs, James Cook off the bye week. Big game in KC. Need him there. Went Devin Singletary against a not great Jets rush defense. Brandon Cooks, Rashee Rice, my wideouts. Return of Dallas Goddard at my tight end spot. There's one weak spot in the Dallas defense. It's tight ends. Hopefully they exploit that, but not too much. And then flex-wise, we got Zay Flowers.
Love it. I drafted number 2 overall. Quarterback, Justin Fields. He's due for another big game.
And he had a good game against the Lions
Keep him
last time.
coming. Keep him coming. First running back I took was Javonte Williams. Then I took Gus Edwards. Then I took Jacoby Myers, hoping after the bye week, Aiden O'Connell.
Well, he hates Devontae, so
Exactly.
Myers should be open and getting targets.
Then I got Elijah Moore, assuming Joe Flacco starts again, his clear favorite target, and he's going to throw the ball 62 times. So he should at least catch 5. Then I took Cole Kmet just to pair up with Justin Fields. And then I took Jerome Ford in the slightest chance that we might run the ball more than 6 times.
Jerome Ford over under 11 carries.
Under. Pound it.
Pound the under.
Pound the under.
Reigning
Dude,
champ.
team total carries. Just pound the under on 11, dude.
I picked the last, and I went Russ. Then I doubled down on the Detroit
Who?
backfield.
Russ Westbrook?
No,
Be a great fantasy pick.
Russell Wilson,
Okay.
David Montgomery, and Jameer Gibbs.
Bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it
Bold
pays
strat.
off.
It will. Then I went Jalen Waddle, And then I went. Who did I pick?
Can't read.
You don't read my handwriting.
No, I'm trying to think what Davis I took.
Gabe Davis,
Gabe Davis.
as opposed to Demario Davis.
That's what I was actually thinking.
There's no way you took a Patriot.
Then I went Taysom Hill and Jaden Reed.
To be fair, Gabe Davis' best game ever was playoffs against the Chiefs. 3 tutties, 150.
Well, he's
Correct.
either going to get 0 or 30.
Hopefully 0.
Hopefully 30.
My bet, I'd pound the under on 30 all day.
That's a safe bet. With that, let's go to our second break. SNS 65 back after this. Cigar notes.
All right.
we don't. I mean, we have like a couple things NBA. Like there's not a lot going on.
We got college
Okay.
ball I want to go off on, though. That'll be 10 minutes tops.
All right. Like I said, I want to get out of here before midnight. We are back in 5, 4, 3, 2.
You're getting ready to take your final. Actually,
I am.
the real final this time.
For sure. Locked in, guaranteed.
Final for the class, and then I have my state test. But yeah.
Correct. And that's not a written test, or do you have a state written test
No.
also?
So there's a state physical test, which is the 16th, and
Okay.
then state
Of
written, which is the
16th
21st
of
this month.
Oh, so you're about there.
I'm coming up.
We're
on
looking
it.
Home
at
stretch,
like
bottom of the ninth.
a new year
by the new
start
year.
date
Yeah.
for your actual career.
Get
Yes.
ready for honeymoon 2024. He's coming.
I
Yeah.
am.
And you need to get in shape for this state physical test, probably.
I do.
And for Beach Bod 2024.
Naturally.
Feels weird saying 2024, but yeah,
I'll get used to it, pal, because it's right around the corner.
it is.
And I know you don't have time to go to the gym.
Not right now.
You're booked. You got a new relationship you're taking care of. Got to make sure the old lady's happy. You got your studying. You got balancing your work life and your home life and the pod and all this stuff. It's overwhelming, right?
It is. It is.
How do you fit working out in there?
I wish there was a way that I could do it without having to go somewhere.
Wouldn't that be great?
It would be.
Just be able to
Yeah.
hang out at home.
Kind of happens to ring a bell for me, boys.
Does it?
Ding-a-ling-ding.
Because not only do you not have to go to the gym, what if the gym came to you?
That'd be great.
Whoa, that'd be awesome.
The equipment and an ACE certified personal trainer
ACE?
by the name of Evan Keaton.
ACE certified.
ACE
The
certified.
organization.
The organization of
The
certified
highest
personal
level
trainers.
of fitness certification, to my knowledge.
Mine too.
Same.
Same thing. Got no equipment? No problem. He brings it. Need nutrition help? No problem. He'll coach you up to fit your exact goals to what you need for your personal fitness journey.
We do need to throw this out there. He's not certified in nutrition. He just knows a thing or two.
That is correct. By law, that it does need stated. But he's a knowledgeable guy.
He is.
He knows more than all three of us combined.
He does.
ACE, by the way, fellas, is the American Council of Exercise.
I mean, no more reputable place to get certified from, in my mind.
No, the American Council is the bar.
So if you
Agreed.
want to get in touch with Mr. Evan Keaton, go ahead and email him at allthingsfitness15@gmail.com or call him by cell phone 937-308-6324. Check out his website, allthingsfit.org. Also now featuring group training sessions in different intensity levels based on your position where you're at. You got low, medium, and high intensity.
College ball.
Sounds like the fit for me.
All right, first things first.
Let's talk about the college scammers, is what I'm going to call college football from now on.
As you should, but first things first, the transfer portal's out of the world. Getting way out of control. First of all, Buckeye-wise, McCord transfer, Julian Fleming transfer. Am I going to miss either?
I know
Probably
why
not.
McCord's transferring.
I get it. And a lot of that is apparently based on the fan base.
You can't handle the pressure from Ohio State fans. It's
And
that simple.
It is very high, probably the highest in the nation.
Like,
And again, dude played very well most of the year.
His
Okay,
one loss was the number one team in the country.
nothing bad. But we've been so spoiled by great quarterback play. I've touched on that before. It is what it is.
So now you guys are all in on Air Noland.
We've heard talks of Arch Manning. We've heard talks of the Washington State quarterback. But overall, there's 8 premier QBs. And in the whole portal, 400 more players than last year overall. Guys are moving at obscene rates. It's the game now with NIL. It's just the way it's going to be
I
going
mean, it's
forward.
no different than how it was.
Honestly, probably not. Just
The
at
big
a
difference
bigger
is
scale.
it wasn't, one, publicized.
Yeah.
2, other schools have opportunities to get great players.
The only thing you're losing is developing players because they're going to leave if they don't play. which is unfortunate, but hey, that's the game. If you
I
come to
don't blame
Ohio
them.
State as a freshman, you're not going to play.
Not if you're depending on where you're at. If you're a quarterback, probably not. This year, you might have.
Fair point. At least you would have competed.
But that's how it is everywhere. I mean, besides maybe like Iowa.
I think Shane could play quarterback for Iowa.
Exactly.
Either way, it's so much now. And again, overall, nothing really changed, but just a bigger scale. But conference championship-wise, UW, close win again over Oregon, even though somehow they were still 9-point dogs, which made no sense to me. Made money off that.
Washington's my favorite to win it all.
I called that 2 months ago.
I think it's whoever wins that game, Texas or Washington. I think they'll take the dub.
I agree. I think Washington has 7 ranked wins. They play close games. They grind it out. They have the toughness factor where they're not worried about if they're down late.
No.
Because they're going to Penix, Heisman finalist, going to come back and win a game. Texas destroys Oak State. Bama over Georgia kind of ruined everything, honestly.
Yeah.
But Bama shouldn't have been there in the first place. Should have lost to Auburn. Should have lost probably 4 or 5 games this year. This is not the same old dominant Alabama team.
And that's why it makes no sense they got in over Florida State.
I'm getting there. After UM blanks Iowa, no surprise shutout. Turns out you shouldn't have bet on
Definitely
plus
should not have pounded the over.
Who would have thought? And then Florida State shuts down Louisville with their third-string quarterback. And ultimately it cost them because they get left out, an undefeated Power 5 conference champ, not in the playoff.
Because Alabama snuck by Auburn.
Now, a lot of arguments here. Top 3, I'm fine with. Michigan should be 1. UW should be 2.
No questions asked.
I'm cool Texas at 3. They should
No
be in,
questions
period.
asked.
Again, 1-loss conference champ. They beat Bama, should be in. And dominated their conference title game.
Correct.
Now, I'm not surprised the committee... Good Lord, Shane's mic just went down. We'll work on that real quick. But in the meantime...
I didn't even touch it. You saw that.
That's
I
a
wasn't paying
ghost.
attention. I was like blanking off in space. Just
But of course, the committee would not leave out a 1-loss SEC champ. They lost early, yes. Not the same team anymore, but they're also not that good. They said they want the best 4 teams in, but they didn't do that either. Otherwise, Georgia would be in.
I heard the voting was questionable.
Of course it is. And the whole thing is about money, as always. But you can't penalize Florida State for not having their Heisman caliber quarterback because he's injured. They won out. They played their schedule. They beat those teams they should have beat. And they're undefeated. The main qualifier in a tiebreak should be losses, which they have 0 of.
Agreed.
It sucks for them. If I was them in Georgia in the Orange Bowl, just wouldn't play. Screw ESPN. These guys aren't going to play anyway. They're star players. Well, why risk injury going into the draft in a meaningless game? I said go out, warm up, play a scrimmage, do pro drills, make ESPN keep it on TV.
Agreed.
Now, thankfully, going forward as the last year, this kind of thing will happen again as we go to 12 teams next year in the playoff. But either way, huge slap in the face to Florida State. I think it ruins a lot of the integrity of the game. But again, am I surprised? No, of course not.
I'm trying to find this report I saw, but they said basically the night before voting, the NCAA commissioner was the only one who was allowed to count votes. Everyone else had personal computers to send their votes in on. They weren't allowed to collaborate with each other at all. It was a one-off thing, and they had to vote 7 times the night before to get a consensus vote on the number 4 spot. The next day, there was 1 vote.
Yeah, the whole thing's shady.
How does
man.
it switch overnight?
Whole thing's shady. And look, would Florida State probably get blown out by whoever they play? Yes.
Doesn't matter.
Not the point. They earned their right to be there all
Did we
season.
not see an undefeated Cincinnati Bearcats in the playoffs like 2 years ago?
Have we not seen a team with a third-string quarterback win a college football playoff? Does that ring a bell?
Yeah.
Cardale
2014.
Jones? Yeah. Who they beat? Alabama.
Yeah.
I know they got money to sue from the state of Florida against the NCAA commission.
Send it.
Why not, right?
You know it's going to uncover some shady shit.
There's so much going on there, too. It's all about money, of course.
And Florida will keep giving them money. I'm sorry, NCAA. I know you're big, but you're not bigger than the state of
It's a
Florida.
battle you have to fight. And you got to feel worse for Jordan Travis. He posted after
He said,
that
"I
game.
wish I broke my leg 6 weeks ago."
Yeah. Is that the sole qualifier? In that case, and going forward, maybe not as much now having 12 teams, now it's going to incentivize teams to not report injuries or to play through injuries.
Yep.
So you don't get penalized for being hurt and not getting into a playoff spot.
Agreed. Ridiculous.
If this is my team, it would be enough to make me quit watching college football.
Yeah.
You win out in a Power 5 conference and don't get in. And let's be honest, head-to-head, even with a third string, they could probably beat Bama right now. Yeah, Bama is not that good, which means, of course, they'll beat Michigan and then win the whole thing, because why not?
No way.
But on paper, just absolute sham job.
I think it'll be Michigan and Washington.
I think they're the two best teams. They should play together, but I'd love to see Texas too, man. They're a lot of fun to watch. Your Heisman finalists, of course, Jalen Daniels, who's a lock to win, huge favorite there in LSU. Michael Penix, Bo Nix, and for the last time, Maserati Marv.
Maybe.
That's lock, pretty much.
Well, he says he's up in the air on his decision.
Hey, he needs to go to the pros.
I agree.
Hopefully the Bengals would be there at the 9th spot, but that's not going to happen. Let's go NBA. First things first, got a grid for you boys.
Let's knock it out.
Let's do this.
We're going to do head-to-head tug-of-war style?
You're going to both pick your spot
Okay.
and hopefully get it correct.
We got Cavs, Sixers, Wizards, Hawks, 10 rebound season, number 1 overall pick.
Let's go ahead and have Shane go first pick here.
I'm gonna go Sixers with 10 plus rebounds in a season, and I'll just take the easy Joel Embiid.
There's a point for you. Let's go 3 strikes apiece. Hopefully you don't need any strikes, actually. Cam?
Take the Cavs, 10 plus rebound season. I'm going to swing on Big Z.
Thought you were going there, and that should be a lock. Me to verify real quick, but he definitely had at least one. Let's see, rebounds in one season. Ooh, topped out at 9.3.
Swing and a miss.
Wow, that shocks me. Back to Shane.
Give me Kevin Love at the 10 plus rebounds for Cavs.
That definitely counts.
Yeah.
Probably not as a Cav, but he played for him
He
and
probably
got 10
did it
plus.
as a Cav.
Definitely in Minnesota, though.
Number 1 overall picks are tough.
You both have options there.
Yeah.
A couple obvious, and a couple that Shane might have to kind of reach for.
Give me.
That's my turn.
Oh, yeah.
Calm down there, cowboy.
That is right.
It is right. Cam's going 4.
Man, the Hawks is such a weird team to have right
That's
here.
why I threw him in
Yeah.
there.
Oh, man, that's tough. That's throwing me off so much.
Go for your softball then.
I don't want to do like softball. Like for Cavs number 1 pick, I want to say Mark Price. But I don't think that's true.
I just looked at it.
I don't think that's true. I'm not locking that in. Oh, man. I know like the teams that picked with their first pick, these guys, but I don't know where in the actual draft that was. But I want to say, oh, man, I know these guys are all top 10. But I think Markelle Fultz was the number 1 pick for the 76ers.
That is correct, sir. Back to Shane.
For Wizards and 10 plus rebounds,
I wanted to stay away from this one.
give me Porzingis.
I feel good about that.
He did have a good year. Can we steal?
Why not? Let's do it.
Okay.
Kristaps. Total rebounds topped out at 9.5.
Ah. Can I
Swing
go
and miss.
Wizards 10 plus rebound season? Marcin Gortat.
Ooh, that's a hell of a pull right there.
The guy did nothing besides
rebound.
rebound.
Marcin Gortat, total boards, had 2 years at 10 plus with the Wizards.
Nice.
Great pull. Great pull. Back to Shane.
For the Wizards and Hawks, give me Jeff Teague.
I believe that definitely plays.
When was he a Wizard?
I think he was a Wizard for a minute.
I don't remember him playing as a Wizard.
Jeff Teague, never a Wizard.
That's what I was thinking. Oh, man.
So we're both at
1 strike. And we both have 2 squares.
I'm at 2 strikes.
You're at 2 strikes.
Yeah, because
the Wizards,
I went
yeah.
Porzingis, so I'm at 2 strikes.
We both have 2 squares.
Who can finish it out first?
76ers is also a weird team.
Try to go homer here for you guys to help your chances.
I'm going to steal here. Sixers, 10-plus rebound season.
Wait, I got that.
You got that. You got Embiid.
So I'm stealing. That's what I meant
What?
by steal. Can I steal a square?
Oh, I mean, you can steal open spots.
Okay.
Like if he missed
Well,
one.
that's not stealing.
Well, I misunderstood your intention then.
Yeah, I meant steal a square. So
Okay.
that's not allowed.
Okay, that's not. If it's already locked in, it's locked in.
Okay, that's kind of lame. Oh, man. Wizards #1 overall pick. John Wall?
That is correct.
For Sixers Hawks, Kyle Korver.
That's
Yeah.
a definite lock. Yep. Good pull there.
I didn't even think about him for the Cavs.
What do we have left here, boys? What are we thinking here?
I guess I'll just take LeBron.
Softball there, but yeah, just had some options. Mark Price was not, but Brad Daugherty was.
Yeah.
And then much more recently, of course, after LeBron, you had Anthony Bennett,
Oof.
Andrew Wiggins.
Forgot about him. Well,
He traded him.
Yeah, I don't
but
count
he was
that.
taken first overall by the Cavs. And, of course, Kyrie.
all right,
Back to Mr. Shane. Mr. Honeymoon himself. Be quite a feather in your cap to beat Cam at a grid game.
It would be.
In his forte, no less.
He's down 1 square. There's only 2 squares left.
Yeah. I don't know which route I want to go.
They're both tough.
They are.
I intentionally did that.
I'm digging
It's a
deep.
strategic move right there.
I knew Korver was Hawks Cavs too, and I'm like, I need
Yeah.
to take him now.
Yeah.
Smart. So you're thinking 2 steps ahead. But you can't swing and miss right here. No pressure. Actually, a lot of pressure.
There is a lot of pressure.
And he's thinking about tests tomorrow, trying to run through players in his mind. There's a lot going on in that noggin. Girlfriend's texting him,
Probably.
probably with an answer.
This is tough, man. I'm completely blanking.
I'm going to give you a 20-second shot clock here, and then Cam can steal your
Okay.
guess.
Well, he'll strike out, too.
That would also apply.
But if I get 1 more square, I win anyways.
10 seconds.
Give me. What's his face? Oh my
4,
God.
3.
Did Wes Unseld play for the Hawks
2.
at any point?
Ooh, you're going old school. I kind of like that guess.
That kind of sounds right. They could have been a lifelong whiz.
He could have been.
I think it was a Baltimore Bullet and a Capital Bullet when they moved there. So never a
I'm
Hawk.
thinking of, the jerseys are the same color scheme.
All right, Shane's out. Cam, can you lock it up right here? Got 2 strikes to do so.
For Cavs,
No, he's got 1.
Hawks,
Not a
I've
1
only
strike?
got 1 strike.
Huh?
Who else did I strike out on?
You struck out on the 10-plus
Big Z.
rebound from the center,
Yeah,
and then
that's it.
I thought you had 2 strikes.
I said I wanted to say Mark Price, but I didn't lock it in.
Oh,
Was Anderson Varejao ever a Hawk?
Ooh, that might do it right there. Varejao, of course, Cav, Warrior, Cav, never a Hawk.
Okay.
Could this be a draw if you strike out right here?
I mean, technically, I'm winning.
no, we're both. Oh, yeah.
I have 4. He has
I have
3.
3.
He's
if
struck
you
out.
both strike out, though, it's not a good look.
Do I pivot off the Cavs, Hawks? Try Wizard Hawk. Oof.
It's even tougher, I feel like. Cavs, you at least know.
Yeah, but I don't know where they went after. The Hawks are such a weird team, dude. Is there an obvious one that I'm overlooking? Like, obviously, you had some. When you made this, you were like, okay, these are some pretty heavy hitters.
I didn't write them down, though. Let me pull that back up.
Oh, man. Cavs, Hawks. I'm trying to run through, like, the current roster, too. I don't think JR was ever a Hawk.
Well, there's a very, very sneaky late career point guard that played one season for each team that you're a huge fan of.
Wow. Oh, he was a Hawk? I don't think it's that one. Huge fan, huh?
Another vet point guard, foreign guy. Never really that good, but a floor general kind of player.
Foreign
Again,
guy.
late career Cav Hawk.
That's a sneaky pick.
Foreign guy.
Oh, we're not talking about the same guy.
Both point guards here.
It's because you keep bumping it with your head.
No, that was the first time I did that.
Oh, man. Do I
Korver,
pivot?
Korver was the obvious pick here.
Yeah.
So good call on Shane to get that out of the way.
Wizard Hawk. Do I pivot to there? Pivot to the Wizards.
It's definitely tough NBA knowledge. I thought you'd struggle, but get him here. Third option here, definitely tough. Started with the Hawks, played for 5 different teams in a.
Did the guy you're
8-year
thinking of
career.
finish his career as a Hawk?
The first guy,
The one you said was sneaky? Oh, no, never mind. He's not foreign.
I think I know who you were thinking.
I don't
when
think
you
he
were-
was a
the
Cav.
first guy finished as a Cav.
I don't think that guy was a Cav. Oh, my God.
He only played 21 games as a Cav, and 21 and 22. Borderline Hall of Famer, point guard.
I'll say now that I'm looking at the list, I don't know how I didn't get this.
The guy you're thinking of.
For
Is it the same guy as him? Or
gotta
Wiz
be.
Hawks?
it's Wizards Hawks.
I'm doing Cavs Hawks. Wizard Hawks, yeah, I haven't looked at that yet, but I definitely saw some yesterday.
There's some big names on here.
Old school guys?
Not necessarily.
New school guys?
Guys that played when we were growing up.
For the Wizards. I didn't even know they were a team till John Wall got there.
Oh, one clear point guard here, too, for Wizards Hawks.
Oh, yeah.
You guys make me feel so dumb.
There's a center,
Wait.
too.
Jacked white point guard. Well, he's jacked now
Oh, my
for
God.
Wizard Hawk.
I know who that is. I can't think of his name.
This other guy's been in a couple scandals
That doesn't help me at all.
recently.
I don't,
John Morant?
I'm not up to date on my scandals.
You will be once I say his name
I
when we're
know.
done.
Oh, man. Do I want to go out on the Cavs or do I want to go out on the Wizards?
Shot clock, pal. Let's go here. Ooh, one guy had a famous marriage briefly. I totally forgot about that guy.
Wait, famous marriage. Who the hell had a famous marriage?
2 seasons Wiz, 2 seasons Hawks. Power forward. Really not that good, but got a bag for about 6 months.
Oh,
You got him.
yeah.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
JaVale McGee.
I'm
I
going to
have
lock
no
in a
idea.
guess for JaVale McGee. I think it's incorrect on both accounts.
Probably.
JaVale
I don't think he was ever a Hawk.
Yeah, 4 for Washington, never in Atlanta. So your Cavs Hawks could have been Rajon Rondo.
I
1
thought
year
that,
in
but I
each.
don't remember him playing as a Hawk.
Jose Calderon.
Yeah. Is that who you thought I'm a big fan of?
Rondo.
Oh.
Um,
Yeah, I forget he's Canadian.
Wizards Hawks. Mike Bibby.
Dwight Howard.
Yeah.
Dwight Howard. And then the famous marriage fella. Remember old Chris Humphries?
No.
Really? Yeah, not a good player. But he married Kim Kardashian for like 6 months.
I had no idea that was the
Wow.
thing.
Now you know. I say a good challenge there. Difficult, maybe a little too much so.
So did you have Bibby in mind with the?
Jacked.
No. When
Yeah,
when
I
you
couldn't
made
think of
this.
his name.
Yeah.
I was looking at him, but I couldn't.
Used to hate Mike Bibby on 2K for no reason.
No, but like when
He's
you
never
made
good.
this, who did you have in mind for these, or did you just come up with two different themes?
I threw Hawks in, looked at Corp real quick. Probably should have done a more obvious number one answers here, but I thought with your number one picks and boards, we give you some softballs. Have to work a little harder on the team thing,
We definitely had to work harder on the team thing.
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
But other news in the NBA, this in-season tournament's awesome,
It is
Actually,
sick.
dope as hell. I love it.
and I'm a genius because
Well.
the Pelicans and the Pacers are both in the semifinals. I think the Pelicans can easily slam the Lakers. I think the Pacers could definitely take down the
Bucks.
Bucks.
Is Hallie, who's now going to be called the Assistronaut, the best point guard in the league right now?
Is that too many syllables for you, Shane?
Let me count him here.
I think so.
Assistronaut. It's 4.
Yeah, I think Tyrese the Assistronaut Halliburton is pretty cool.
It's a mouthful.
It is a mouthful.
I'm being
fine.
sarcastic, though. You're being serious.
Yeah.
Assistronaut. Pretty easy.
Yeah. It's literally like 3 letters added to astronaut.
Just throw assist and then hyphenate tronaut.
It's 2 words.
It's right there, dude. It's actually 1 word if you hyphenate it.
No, dude, that's not how that works.
Apparently not. Committee's still out on that, but we're trying to make it happen.
I like it.
It's
The
no Greg
astronaut's
Torch
catchy,
Dorich.
Balling out.
But I do
regardless.
think that Halliburton is definitely the best point guard in the league right now.
Right now, yeah.
Does he also have the ugliest best jump shot?
Yes.
Yeah.
That thing is hideous.
Shooting
I don't know how it goes in.
45% from 3, but it's the worst form you could ever teach.
I'm impressed every time I see it.
And you've seen it a lot.
Yeah.
MVP talks?
Should be.
If the team was better, that would definitely help.
Should be.
Yeah. I think winning the tournament also helps MVP talks.
In my opinion, it should.
Factor in at least, yeah.
Yeah. If you're going to make this thing a legitimate tournament, that
Do you have an
people care
in-season
about.
tourney MVP?
Yeah.
They have
That'd
to,
be
right?
cool.
To win the NBA Cup.
Yeah. NBA Cup MVP.
Got to be him. Assuming
Unless-
they win.
Unless Zion takes it.
Yeah, you never know.
Rookie of the year.
Now, I know you want to say that the Lakers probably shouldn't be there in the first place.
No, they had a fake timeout. I mean,
They called it. It was real.
It was a loose ball that the ref allowed the Lakers to call a timeout and retain possession on.
Never seen that before.
And then Vogel said post-game, like, you can review that, right? Under 2 minutes, everything's reviewable.
Yeah,
It was clearly a loose ball.
but they didn't.
So what the hell's going on? More Laker favoritism?
LeBron on
Question
his
mark?
way out.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm impressed that they've teched him up for complaining about no calls
that's a fair point.
and flopping.
They're also handing out texts left and right, though.
They are, but usually LeBron
He's
gets-
exempt.
yeah. So, but that is also our close but no cigar because the Lakers should not have won that game because they got a free possession on a timeout that was a loose ball.
But you got to have LeBron in the first ever in-season tournament final, or at least
Semifinal.
semifinal.
But when the Pelicans win by 50, it's not going to be an option. Bums.
Got a couple here. Of course, the playoff committee should be a clear winner. Should be the only option, honestly. I think it's an absolute joke.
We have used the NCAA logo a couple times.
And I think one more.
Then we've got the Pistons for a winless November.
0-16.
I just can't remember the last time that a team went an entire month without one win. Like
Just
you
a
would,
single win.
you would think that they can squeeze by at least one team that is almost as bad as them, but no. Sounds
Can't
kind
do
of
it.
bummy to me.
The Tennessee Titans, special teams specifically.
Once
Which again, Shane is now taking over that position.
one punt block, It's a mistake.
Okay, it happens.
Yeah, but
Rarely, but it happens.
2 in 1 game.
Back to back, I believe, right?
I think so.
Which is even worse, really. You think after the first one you want to beef up protection a little bit.
And then Austin, your fourth.
I've got the one and only security head of the Philly sideline, Dom DeSandro. After that whole altercation with Dre Greenlaw, which got him kicked out. Look, man, I know you're security, but your job is not to be that close to players and getting involved in any capacity, especially physically, with players.
Agreed.
Now, he should be hopefully removed from the sideline at least.
Honorable mention, just the NFL in general, because they suspended indefinitely the photographer that Tyreek Hill took his phone and did a backflip because the photographer got excited that Tyreek Hill took his phone
The
to do a
19-year-old photographer?
20.
20?
Yeah.
Close enough, same thing.
fully credentialed photographer.
Correct. But Tyreek being a good boy and covering his entire salary, and probably then some.
Yeah, because he's close with the photographer. He's done a lot
As
of
I'm
work
sure
with.
the whole team is.
He's done a lot of work with Tyreek Hill as an individual.
Yet again, NFL hates fun and emotion.
Correct.
We got your close but no cigar. Ash for cash this week. Again, we're pounding the Patriots Steelers under at 30.5. Taking the Brownies -3 hosting Jacksonville, and Cowboys money line $10 bet to win $54.
Lock it in.
Lock it in.
You know, we always say here at Sports and Stogies Enterprises,
We say S&S.
to the moon.